Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Doodle stream, where every Friday here on Twitch and YouTube, we spend 3 hours together while I attempt to doodle out your ideas and suggestion from the chat. And of course, this is our very special monthly multiplayer edition of the Doodle stream. This is when I invite somebody else onto the stream with me. So you guys get twice the doodles, twice the chat. It's a lot of fun. So we will get into in just a second who the guest is today, what our theme is, and all that awesome stuff. Before we dive into all of that, let me remind you guys where you can find me outside of this program. Just in case you happen to have stumbled across the stream today, please check out my website, KevinAHinkle.com, where you can see more of my work. Also, you can follow me online at Mr. Kevin Hinkle. If you'd like to see just my artwork, check me out on MrHinkleDraws on your favorite social media platform. All the social medias, I am on all of them. If it's within your means, please consider supporting my work on Patreon. Patreon helps content creators all across the globe by providing a platform for their fans to pledge continuous financial support. Tiers are as low as $1 a month and max out at $20, all with various rewards, exclusive content, polls, and discounts for purchasing my artwork on Etsy. All my patrons get a 10% off discount on anything that I ever upload on Etsy. All the names you see on the screen right now are currently pledging their support. I want to thank them. Part of the rewards is a shout out during all live streams and all videos, so they get all of the credit they deserve. So thank you guys again for allowing me to continue making content just like this on a regular basis. I really appreciate it. Head over to patreon.com/MrHinkleDraws for more information on how you guys can join my Patreon community. And last, of course, but certainly not least, remember my stream, any stream I host on my channel is a drama-free zone in order for as many people as possible to enjoy the live stream. I kindly request be mindful of your conduct. No profanity, please. No bullying, no instigating. A lot of people love to instigate. No instigating on my streams, please. Let's just be respectful and enjoy our time together. That is what I ask. And I thank you. I thank you for your compliance. So all that out of the way, let's turn off all the banners and stuff. There we go. Get rid of that. And switch over here. As I mentioned, it is a multiplayer version today. That's when somebody gets to join me. And of course, we also have a chat reader to help out because you guys are so awesome and so active in the chat that it's grown out of control. I can't handle it anymore. As evidence from last week, if you guys missed last week, I tried to do it by myself and it was a fail. Steve had to jump in the stream like 20 minutes in to help me out. So I'd like to welcome in, first and foremost, our special guest today. We've got Matt Elder from Family Bricks, and I just unmuted, so we can hopefully hear you. Can you hear us, Matt?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, affirmative. All is right in the world. Welcome in, Matt. Appreciate you taking the time.
No, thanks very much for having me on. Been looking forward to this for a little while now. So, yeah, it'd be great.
Absolutely. Let me think. I want to say you are one of only 3 people to actively reach out and request to be on the stream. I think there's only been about 3 people, including yourself, that have been like, that looks awesome. How do I get onto the stream? So that's I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe you're a glutton for punishment. I love it.
Just join a special club, I guess.
Exactly. It is a special club. So thank you for popping in. And also we've got Doc Sampson with us today, who's going to take care of you guys in the chat. Let me see here.
Hey, awesome to have you in, Doc.
So Matt's actually going to be drawing traditional today. So that means webcam is on. So there's not necessarily the normal, I guess you could say, boring switch of screen sharing. So there will be some faces every now and then there on the side. So I'll hopefully keep, we can do kind of some of this action right here. And as always, you guys in the chat, we're going to kind of get invested in what we do and started drawing. So it is not at all a problem to just shout out in the chat like, hey, switch the screen. We haven't seen what Matt's been working on for a while. Or, hey, switch the screen. What's Kevin working on? Because sometimes we just get, sucked into it. And we just kind of lose track of time. But yeah, thanks for popping in to help with the chat, Doc. He's going to be looking at what you guys are throwing out there for a suggestion. Matt did choose our theme. Matt chose movies today. Do you have any reasoning behind that choice, Matt?
I just thought that it gave us a lot of just different pop culture and type things to be able to reach for relatively easy. And, different movies, you got different characters, vehicles, locations, sets, moments, scenes. So you got a good variety of things. And I know I'm probably going to get baited, so I'll get it straight out of the way. Movies can mean whatever it wants to you.
Should I try that? Should I try that from now on? Like it means whatever you want it to mean? That might be worse if I say that. But that's awesome. No, it's all good. And yeah, of course, hello to everybody who's already in the chat. I appreciate all you guys stopping by. Atiz's Life, hello. F.A. User's here, hello. Brett's Builds, of course, Doc's in the chat as well, taking care of you guys. Matthew Builds Bricks, hello. The Daily Brick. We got Marlo Bricks and In Productions over on Twitch. I do acknowledge the Twitch chat. Look, Twitch comment. Twitch comment. I get called out. For some reason, I keep getting called out that I'm ignoring Twitch. I'm like, I don't ever ignore any comments. I don't know what that's about.
Right. Let me turn my Twitch on too, so I can make sure I get there. Any suggestions from there, I can put them in the private chat for you.
And Brick Smith. Looks like Brick Smith's on both. He's crossing both streams. So appreciate that. Raptus is here. Hello. Family Bricks is in the chat as well. There's no way he's going to maintain both of those though, so you can get that out of your head. But he is popping in there. BZ Power, what's going on? Hello there. Who let this guy in the chat? Let's see. And Brickish is here. Yeah, exactly. as we learn from Greg. We got Funny Figs Majora. That is an interesting change to the name. Interesting.
Well, what did it used to be?
It was just Funny Figs. I don't know. Majora, I assume Majora's Mask, but it's interesting that that's added on there. In Productions, Cy O'Connor, Foxy Grandpa Bricks. We got Fazoom, and we got Fazoom Jr., father and son, once again. And Joseph Zawada.
I love you for your comment, Fazoom. What if the movie is direct-to-video? Is it a movie? Thank you.
Here we go. And
thank you, sir. Thank you.
And already into it. So to help so the tradition, Matt, is that you're the guest. So that means you get to choose the first thing we draw. We are going to be drawing the same thing. It's not a competition. It's never meant to be a competition. I know Ray, speaking of Funny Figs, Ray made the whole versus poster when he came on. I was like, it's not a competition, Ray. but it's not meant to be a competition, but we will be drawing the same thing. And I believe Doc has been grabbing some suggestions already and throwing them into the private chat. So I don't know if there's something you, Matt, want to pick for us to start, and then we can start chatting while we're drawing stuff.
And if you don't like anything in the private, you can always come up with your own too, Matt.
No, there's some good ones that have already come through. So I think the Ghostbusters reboot, but when I think of reboot, I think of the one which is about to come out, not the 2016 version.
Oh, boy.
Hey, if other people want to do that?
The suggestion was from me. I want to see the Lady Ghostbusters. The one everyone hates.
Is that what we're going with, Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, you're already feeling the pressure. I can already.
Oh no, it's just the current one, or the new one about to come out. It's like, oh yeah, no, there's a good visual in that one, but okay, because it's Doc and he's graciously hosting this at the last minute. I think we should do that.
Okay, so we're going with the Ghostbusters. Let me get that on the screen.
The female version.
Oh, John, why? I'm on the fence about showing that comment. And for Zoom Jr., I got you.
Oh, what did? And hello? Or did he say more than that? That's all I got. What's up, John? Welcome to the stream. All right, let me see. Where is
Kill Bill's car?
Oh,
So do I show or do I hide? It's like I'm on the fence.
we're gonna keep that one hidden.
Okay, I'll get the hide.
I know, but I know exactly what has been suggested. Where is that comment?
I hit it, so it won't show up.
No, not your comment about the Ghostbusters reboot. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna start with that, and I'm actually gonna move the screen. I'll let you guys take a look. Oh, you're already done. So Matt's finished.
Nope. After you got very good at drawing fast.
Yeah, apparently.
So now we know which is mightier. The electronic pen or the regular pen? Looks like the regular pen.
I haven't even pulled up my reference yet. So Matt, tell everybody a little about yourself, just in case they have no idea who you are.
Okay, then. I'm Matt, Family Bricks. I do YouTube stuff as well, but my past life, sort of an artist and an illustrator, doing things in marketing and those sorts of areas. Always been into American-style comics, so your superhero, more so on the Marvel side of things. At the moment, obviously, with all the films, it's a great time to be a fan of that and just see all the good stuff which is happening there. And beyond that, I've been able to pick up. I'm an Aussie, currently living in the UK, and moved over here. God, it's getting on 7-8 years ago now.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I always thought you were just English. I didn't know you were Australian living in England.
Yeah, no, that's the whole Aussie thing there.
You know what's funny that you mentioned that, Doc, is I was watching one of the Aussie streams, right?
Huh?
And I was like, it was one of those moments where all of a sudden everything like flashed before my eyes, and I was like, oh, Matt's Australian. I was like, it had nothing to do. He wasn't there. He wasn't a part of it. But I guess it was just like, just listening to the way people talked and the accent, and like, I was like, oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, well, it's not until this stream that I'm like, oh, I guess he does sound Australian. I just was like, he just had one of those strange dialects, because I met him when he was on with, London Bridge Bricks and Solo Brick Builder and everybody else, and they all have different dialects. So I just assumed it was a different dialect from England somewhere.
One of those ones. Yeah, because I find with Australians, you've got two types of accents, more or less. You've got the really hard Australian accent, which I don't have. And then you've got the sort of softer one, which I do have. And then when I was a teenager, I lived in northern Canada for 3 or 4 years. So I've also got a little bit of a Canadian twang on some words, which, yeah, confuses everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But to be fair, I know the first time, it's sort of like I was chatting to Kevin and just online about stuff, because I think I'd come through and seen your artwork and things like that. And I think we've been chatting for a while. And then it wasn't until later on I realized that, oh, you were the Kevin Hinkle who used to be the American sort of thing. Because I heard about that. And then like, Penny dropped, because I think it said something dumb like, oh, did you used to work for Lego or something? Like,
no, not really.
It's so funny because and welcome to the stream, Stud Sidious and Brickmasters, and I think there was one or two other, maybe I missed.
Bill's here, Bricks in Lithuania.
Yep, Bricks in Lithuania. It's funny that you mentioned that, because it's in my club, right, in my local club in Connecticut, there was a member that had joined, and it's not exactly like I go shoving my career in people's face, and so we had been chatting about just life and stuff for, oh my goodness, months, and then one time I was at a meeting. And he just like slowly walks up to me, and he definitely was different. And he just goes, he's like, "You're famous, aren't you?" And I was like, what? He's like, "I stumbled across a rabbit hole on YouTube, and you're famous." And I was like, oh. And all of a sudden, our conversations were very different after that.
Different good or just different? Or different bad?
Not necessarily bad or good, but it's just like, it's one of those things where a lot of times when people find out about my history, all of a sudden it's like, oh, great, now I get to ask all the Lego questions I've ever wanted to ask somebody. And so it's like, all right, here we go again. But it's fine. It's fine. I'll do it. It's fine.
All right. Can we get a screen switch there, Kevin?
We can. Let's do, remove or exit solo layout. There we go.
You got a particular Harry Potter movie, The Brickmaster, you want a scene from, or just Harry Potter in general? Because you know they will get specific.
Zoom as we look at Kevin's career all over our screens. I mean, now I'm throwing it in your face for sure. I should say my older career. I should say that. How about that?
But I suppose that's the sort of thing. As you go further and further away from it, like I guess people a little bit like me who only just come out of their dark ages, and it's sort of like they have no idea.
That's fine. That works for me.
Until you go, Kevin who playlist? What?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because, and I know I've talked about this before, but it's, I'm incredibly thankful that I do have people that are interested in what I do and they want to talk to me and they want to hear my opinion and all that kind of, I'm very grateful for it. I don't take it for granted. But the one thing that does kind of frustrate me is when, actually, and one of the main reasons I stopped posting photographs of like Lego sets I built is that there's nothing more defeating than spending 60 to 70 to 80 to 100 hours of work on creating a piece of artwork. And like social media is like, oh, 30 people liked this. And then I build a stupid Lego set and 400 people like the stupid picture. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I was like, we're not doing this. And of course, also my history and how my feelings towards the Lego group as a company and what I poured into it. I'm like, I'm good giving you guys the free advertisement for right now.
Yeah, it's
Nick doesn't like this movie.
Then it just disappeared.
What's that? What did you say?
Nick doesn't like the movie.
No. So I was saying the other day that I think it was like I had no problems in the visuals of the movie. I know some people actually have problems with that too. I didn't find it like hard to watch. I was like, oh, I'm entertained. This is fine. And I was actually went into it super hyped and really interested and ready to like enjoy it. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know if it was meant to be a secret or whatever, but they just really didn't tell you that it was going to be a reboot ever, anywhere.
Yep.
And I was totally ready for it to be a sequel of some kind. And it didn't need to be, it really didn't need to be anything spectacular. Like they didn't have to all be related to the original crew or anything. But I just remember sitting in the theater watching this movie. And then the first time somebody made a comment like, nothing's ever happened like this in New York. I'm like, what? What do you mean? You had a giant marshmallow man walking around your city. I was like, why are you acting like nothing like this has ever happened? And then at that moment, I was done. I was like, oh, I don't want a reboot. I just wanted a continuation.
Yes. And they could have told the entire girl empowerment story by each one of them being a daughter of the original Ghostbusters and showing us how it's done, showing up the dads or whatever. And then we could have got better comedic moments with some of the original cast that were, are still around. It's just like, it would have been a better feel. And then they could have continued on because then, the reins are clearly handed over and they would be making a sequel now. But instead, they, rubbed all of this nonsense in our faces, and we all walked away like, "No, we're not coming back." So that's why we have to totally reboot the entire thing and go, "Okay, we're pretending like none of that happened, and we're throwing in a small, connection to the originals, and here we go."
Yeah. And I wasn't a fan either of. I get that there were people on the internet, as there were with anything, that are like, I have a problem that they're women. It's like, well, you need to get over that pretty quick.
Yes.
But I hate the fact that I feel like a lot of people that disliked it for some of the reasons we're saying were kind of automatically thrown into a category like, well, you didn't like it because it was women. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
but
they were funny moments, but it just couldn't hold up on its own.
It's like, that's not at all what I'm like. That I didn't even register that, but yeah,
exactly. To me, it's just kind of like they were big deal, that they were all ladies. It's just like, Well, yeah, and you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
it's like one of my favorite heroes. You know, it's Xena, Warrior Princess, and her sidekick. You know, Gabrielle. They're girls. You know, it's
Exactly.
like America. Nobody has a problem with cheering on a good character. We don't care, the specifics about gender, race, and any of that other nonsense. We're just like, we just want a good character in a good universe that makes sense. Okay, go.
Man, Matt is like showing me up hardcore. He's like, I don't even need a warm up. Like, we're in color phase to begin with. We don't like, oh man, I'm feeling it. I am feeling the pressure.
It's the sort of thing. I'm actually stealing a lot of your stuff because until I saw you do the Beyond the Brick stuff where you did those, I think it was dozen figures or whatever.
Yeah.
You started off with color, and I'd never done that before. And then it's like, actually, yeah, if you do it with color and just put a few details in, you get so much further faster.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially when you're working traditionally and you're inking, I get that there are certain pens and stuff that are made to not like bleed and ruin your markers, but like I don't have them. So it's like I have to color them first and then ink over it. Otherwise I just ruin the piece of artwork. And it kind of is very like not very intuitive for me, I guess, as an artist, because I am used to drawing it and then outlining it and then coloring it. And so it's like thinking backwards.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm always amazed when you guys can do that kind of stuff. I'm always like, wow. Just like, his Slimer, I'm just kind of like, there's no way I could even just put blobs of color and anybody would think it's something.
Blobs of color. I'm ready for the Doc Samson / Bob Ross crossover video.
Oh, God. It's like, dang, look at that.
Okay. I think I'm, as a very first doodle getting warmed up, I'm happy with mine. But I won't stop you. You let me know when you're ready for the next.
Yeah, no, I'm good, because otherwise it'd be the sort of thing where I start just doing the rest of them, and then all of a sudden this doodle turns into half the stream, which no.
Yeah, I just did a quick one based on. But I mean, I'm trying to remember this character, but she was my favorite for sure. The blonde one who was just kind of like crazy. she was my favorite character.
She was like the Egon. She was the funniest of them all. I mean,
yeah.
And then the worst part was that Thor was funnier than the Ghostbusters. It's just kind of like, he's funnier than you, and he's not supposed to be. He's supposed to be that one Rick Moranis kind of a goofball character.
All right, I'm gonna pick another one here from the chat. Let's see what we got here. I'm looking through the suggestions.
So
the Doc has been collecting.
Yeah, I got you, Nick. I got you. And Kathy Con Lego's like, I'm waiting for someone to make a movie from the perspective of the average person living in these fantasy towns that are constantly destroyed by supervillains.
Oh yeah, that'd be
like,
great.
Did you hear we lost half the accounting due to Dr. Doom's latest attack? That
would be like a great kind of lower decks kind of approach to it. That'd be kind of like if you're a Trek fan.
Do that a little bit with Batman versus Superman, kind of.
Yeah, well, they also did that a little bit in the beginning of the new Spider-Man reboot or whatever, because they mentioned damage control. And if you read any of the comics back in the 80s and the 90s, they had a group, there were regular construction people that followed superheroes around and did all the cleanup and your recovery and all of that stuff.
All right, we're going to go with Brickmaster suggests Harry Potter. So we're going to go with Harry Potter. I know there's a lot of Harry Potter fans. So
he was hoping it'd be Quidditch. Did you see he had a...
Oh, was there a follow-up?
Yeah, right underneath it. He wanted during Quidditch. Harry Potter during Quidditch.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
See, I got you, Brickmaster. I'm paying attention. I'm watching the chats.
I'm doing my job.
Exactly. and did you all know that Stud Sidious used to be a graffiti artist, and that's how he got into advertising?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's a strange course, but it worked.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's the sort of thing that you look at. I'm not going to try to put him into a box because I know I'm going to regret. Maybe I'll just stop this sentence, actually.
I like that.
Oh, boy.
No, it's the sort of thing like you look at some of his really graphical type style and logo design and everything like that, and I find a lot of people who have that sensibility, they do come from cans and spraying, so it doesn't 100% surprise me. Should I shut up now or just keep digging bigger holes?
I'm fine with you digging. That's the best part of having other guests on, is that you can let them do whatever they need to do.
You're used to the things where you don't get triggered.
Yeah. My art teachers, all through school, I mean, high school, middle school, college, were constantly surprised that I wasn't a graphic design major all the time, constantly. They're like, "Oh, you're a great graphic designer." I'm like, "Thanks, but I'm not." I mean, I didn't even just realize, because so many of them were like, "No, you have like I kept being told I have a very graphic style," and I'm like, "I don't know what that means." Like, no, like you're made for graphic design. And so, of course, I did take a couple classes eventually in college, and I was like, "Oh, I see what you're talking about now." But
was it you who went to a school which kind of majored in, like, it was kind of like one of those graphic arts type schools?
yeah, art and design.
Using somebody else.
It was an art and design school.
Yeah. So yeah, you pretty much had all the teachers there who are doing that sort of thing as a specialty, and you just whatever.
and Stud's following along with you. He ain't having any issues. You're good. Your sentence is fine.
Oh, it's a good place to be, at least.
Uh-oh. And then Cafe Con Lego, she's gonna save her suggestions and then just bomb us during the color portion.
That's you know, I feel like I'm okay with that. That is a loyal, reoccurring viewer who understands the system. It's like, you know what? That's fine. That's fine.
I always try to get my suggestions out during the warm up. That way, it just gets done.
Yeah, it's finished.
So, what am I not to be meant to be doing color for the first half?
No, you can do whatever you want. So my approach to it has always been, the first half is a warm up for me. And so because I mean, this is like straight, you know, I wake up and I eat breakfast, I get ready and I do this. So it's like, there is no warm up. This is the warm up. And so I spend that first hour and a half not really coloring anything. Things are a little bit rough, and then I feel like I'm ready. It doesn't mean by any stretch of the imagination that anyone else has to follow that pattern. Some people do. There's been people on the stream before who have colored the whole time, and there's been some that don't ever put any color on it. That's fine too. So yeah, I don't impose my protocol onto my guests.
Okay, that's cool. I just need to know if I'm not. I have this tendency to do things and then later go, was that really the right thing to be doing?
I like her. You're like, I'll just stop saying that sentence.
That's a quote. That's a quote for the ages.
That is a good one. That is a really good one. So one thing I wanted to talk about today, not at length by any means, but I want to make sure people saw that I did spend a pretty substantial amount of time creating time-lapse videos for the last 7 episodes of the Doodle stream.
Epic is all I can say.
Yeah, thank you. The people that did see it have said some good stuff. The view counts are kind of insanely, ridiculously small. Like one of them has 7 views, one has 9. And I'm like, come on. I'm like, dang.
Also, too, is that because you put them all out together? Like maybe a bit more, because that was the thing. I sort of saw them all 7 come out. It's like I can watch one and watch some of them, and then it's like, oh, there's another 6 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't consider myself by any means to be a professional YouTuber. I just made them all, and well, I didn't make them all at the same time, but I made the one, and I was like, I really like this. I feel like this is really helpful for people, and so I was like, you know what? Let me set it up so that I can easily copy and paste and just finish up the ones that have been done to this point. And so once I had it ready, I literally just like kept the Premiere file open and did all the other ones. Which was actually a really good like assembly line style to do it. But then, yeah, I put them all up. I mean, they didn't all go up like at the exact same time, just because they had to each upload and all that, and they took but in the span of like 12 hours, they all went up. And I was like, wow, okay, so no one saw them. I was like, all right.
I saw them.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, I think you should have spread them out. I think they might have gotten more views if it was like one a day, and then this way kind of let us know that, hey, on because the Doodle stream is on Friday and we can expect a recap on Sunday or whatever.
Yeah, that's my plan. My plan is going forward is that you'd have the stream on Friday and then the time lapse would go up Sunday. That's my plan. And I was thinking about maybe spacing them out a little bit more, and I'm like, oh man, like, is that going to disrupt the schedule that I got going on? I don't know. I was just like, let me just get these out there and move on. That's what I did.
And they're in a saved playlist on your channel too, right?
It's actually in the same playlist as the Doodle stream. So it'll go. It kind of it'll go back and forth. So when you're going, it'll say like episode 36 time lapse, episode 37 time lapse.
Okay.
So I didn't separate it out, but they are up there. They're all 5 minutes. They're exactly 5 minutes. So that means you have to endure 1 minute and 19 seconds of me talking about myself. But they are all exactly timed out to take 3 hours and turn it into 5 minutes.
Okay. Because I've kind of felt like at some points it was just kind of like, it'd be nice if he'd say something right here. Or when your cartoon face came on, I'm like, it'd be nice if that cartoon face said something. Instead of just the caption, you said what the caption was, said or whatever.
Oh, I mean, I could record it. I could record it and then say that line. Actually, that wouldn't be too difficult. But
were you talking, Doc, about having a commentary on the whole 5 minutes?
No, well, yes and no. Sometimes I was just kind of like, eh.
Fazoom says, I watched one.
While, he should say something.
Then realized there was a bunch, so I watched another, and then they all look the same, and then squirrel. It's fine. It's all right. I do think that it's going to be in the long run. I think it's a good call to go with.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way I'm looking at it, and it's the way I look at a lot of the stuff I do, is not to be too cookie cutter, but like as it stands right now, and some of the people I talk to a lot, like Julian and Brian and Joey, like we're getting to the point where I almost work all day, every day. Like I'm going to sleep at 3 or 4 every night because I'm working literally all day long. And I don't have the time to do anything. So I'm like, how many things can I do that I can copy, paste, and move on?
Yeah, it's that processing sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be like, oh, my content should be the exact same and you should get bored. But I'm just like, can I really spend the time to customize every time lapse and give you guys commentary? I really can't. I don't have the time in the day. And so that's why I'm like, what can I do that is going to always be the same for people that stumble across, which is like, all right, I need you to know that half the stream is black and white and half the stream is color. That's about it.
I know, like doing, at least the way I try to do commentaries, and I think you did much the same for your Beyond the Brick stuff. You actually try to have them quite informative, and like you can actually watch them and then by the end of it go, oh, I actually got something out of that. I understood that.
Yeah.
But to go through and the time to actually do the commentaries, like, I don't know, some people can just, put a video on and talk and they get it right the first time. That's not me. It's like, it's got to be thought about. It's got to be scripted. Not enough hours in it.
Yep, exactly. I'm just like, sometimes I can ad lib, but most of the time I'm like, no, write some crap. You got to write it down and then just edit out what you don't like. Go long and then edit it out to be shorter.
Yeah. CC, I thought he did talk in the time lapse. Did I just read it in Kevin's voice? Maybe. No, I don't say anything when the video actually, like when the time lapse starts, I don't say anything. There's 2 points in which there's the cartoon version of me that pops in and it has a speech bubble. I only talk at the beginning and the end. But I mean, like I said, it's not difficult for me to record over it and then add it on. And then that again would be nice and cookie cutter for all the other ones. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, and CC, you're right on the money. Gary Vee talks about using one piece of content and turning it into multiple pieces. I've also read stuff and done research into getting the most mileage out of the content you create. And it's like, one of the things I noticed when I was going through making those time-lapse videos is how much content I actually have created with those. Look at this. Well, so thanks for playing me.
Got the knee pads and everything. It's like, dang.
Yeah, no, I'm still in the warm-up phase. But I mean, I'm content with my drawing. I don't need to take this any further. But that looks great. That's awesome.
Cheers. Thanks for that, guys. No, I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm good to go on to the next one.
Okay, so the next pick is yours, actually.
Okay, then I'm going to have a quick look at the private chat.
Put ASMR in the title, says CC.
Yeah, and keep them, suggestions coming. Even if you have one up that's already up there, they might not like it, and another alternative would be a good, good thing.
I think I'll do this one because I know Kevin looked at it before.
Don't tell anyone how to enjoy your Doodle stream.
the Bob Hoskins Mario.
Oh, really? Okay, that's fine. Who suggested that? Which kindred spirit suggested this?
Way back near the beginning. Doc dropped it in at 28 past, but I don't know what that means in terms of where it came.
Oh, Brickhead family.
Yeah,
there we go. I suggest Bob Hoskins Mario. I love it. What's up, Gator Ricks? Welcome. So yeah, no, I mean, it's just something that I'll keep it going with the kind of recap time-lapse videos, and they'll either, be interesting or they won't be. But yeah, it's just I'm just constantly trying to find ways that I can streamline more of my stuff, because like, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm starting to die. I'm starting to like burn out hardcore. Because aside from parental duties and stuff, like it's getting to the point where I wake up, start working at 10, and I don't stop till about 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's like, and it's just, it never ends and it never stops. And most of it's other people's stuff, all the like commissions and stuff.
So have your school district said what they're going to do yet in the fall?
Yeah. The kids are going back. You can opt out if you don't want them to go back. And keep with the distance learning. But that's some of the other part that got me into this rut that I'm in, is that I lost like 4 to 5 hours of my day every day doing homeschooling. And I was like, man, I don't, like, I feel bad as a parent, but I'm like, I don't have time for this. But I had to do it. It's how it is. So I opted in. It's like, you may take them. But
the largest school district here said no, it's all electronic next year.
Okay.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Smaller districts are like, we're going to do half and half. But because, we have, I don't know, it just seems like that as soon as we get anything under control here, it just blossoms out of control again. So it's just they're just like, just to be safe, no.
Yeah,
we can't take that risk.
We've been doing pretty good here in Connecticut. I mean, we were in like the epicenter, right? I mean, same thing for you guys in the Seattle area, but like New York's only 3 hours away from us. Everything that New York did, they did it with Connecticut and New Jersey. Like the whole tri-state thing was one unit.
Yeah.
And so we got things under control. And then, of course, as soon as we finally were good, everybody flooded in from all the other states. It was like, there we go.
Yep, almost like we got an international hub. That's the problem. Almost like,
yeah,
great, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, particularly with like London and things like that, because you're the hub between America, between Europe, between Africa, between the Middle East, and it's just interesting when I was talking to family in Australia and things like that, and they're like, "Yep, no, we closed all the airports. You want to come here? You go into a government facility for 2 weeks of quarantine, no questions asked." And we're just sort of like, the UK. If you come here, just catch public transport to wherever you're going and then self-isolate for 14 days. And it's just like...
Yeah, the public transport part is the bad part. It's like, really? But you can't, whisk people into isolation directly from the airport either. Be like, no. We got a room set aside right here at the airport.
Yeah, well, that's the Australian approach. So... yeah, it's been really interesting. So they're coming out the other side of it, because they had, at least in the UK, it was the idea of herd mentality, So now it's like, okay, so what's the way forward here? As
Gated bricks.
Last day or so, they've gone, okay.
Our governor is insane.
Yeah.
Slightly.
But it's interesting, Kevin, just getting back to what you were saying before, because sort of the same sort of thing. Like you put a lot of time and work into an art piece or something original, and it gets like 2 views, and then if you repost something which is like, you know, a piece of Lego you built, then yeah, you get so much more.
Oh, it's the worst. I hate it so much. I really do. Like, not a lot of stuff bothers me, and I don't get obsessed over likes and views and all that. I don't. But it's just like there's something about like I bought this box on a shelf. I put it together following instructions. I pulled out my phone and snapped a photo, and 600 people like it. And I spent, and I'm not even kidding because I track my hours. I spent 75 hours of my life making something, and 20 people think it's cool. It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
There's just something a little defeating about that. It's like I'm not looking for rock star stats. I'm just like,
exactly. I would like it to match the dang Lego. Okay, the set that took no effort on my part.
Yeah, it's just. But yeah, so I don't really post images of sets I built anymore. That's not a thing.
Yeah, well, I started to a bit, you know, I do try to do the occasional review or something like that. Usually the weirder or more obscure sets, but now it's just to such a point between the artwork, which I'm not really posting a great deal of, and everything else. It's like there's just so much content being created, and it's never going to get released.
Yeah.
It's particularly once you hit the editing process. That's why with, you know, I know for like those interviews I've done with you and other people, when, you know, they go for two hours or something like that, like you have to go back through it usually 2 or 3 times.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The first interview that you did, and yeah,
mad props to all the people that, you know, do all their video editing and stuff. That stuff takes forever. That just the time lapses I made. Like I told you guys, it took a lot of work to get the first one up, but after I got that, I was able to copy and paste and download and upload into the thing pretty easily. But just those 7 videos was still somewhere around 50 hours of work over like 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like it still took, and I mean, I had like the thing uploading and rendering and downloading while I was washing dishes and doing laundry. It's like, you know, there's a lot of work goes into that kind of stuff.
Oh God, the number of times I've seen something like, before you finally post it. And then when you post it, you're like, well, now you posted it. You got to watch it one more time just to make sure that it, you know.
Oh yeah. You watch it later.
Glitching. Yeah. I was like, here we go. One more
You watch it later and you're like, oh no.
Yeah. The first time you post, you're making it and editing it, you giggle the first time, and then after, you know, about the 800th time, you're just like, yeah, it ain't funny. You know, but you're like, you knew it was 80 edits, so, you know, 80 times ago, so you're like, fine, just post the stupid thing.
Yeah, you're like, this is not funny anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen the joke. I've seen it one too many times.
Well, that's why when, you know, first of all, we're going, okay, yeah, I'm going to do a virtual news on the 72-hour live stream, and it's like, oh boy, somebody's asking for a lot of punishment.
Oh, well, that's because it's not done like the virtual news. It's done different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a lot of work because I got to watch all of the, you know, and, you know, still clip it all down and everything. And then, you know, especially because this year, you know, there are 30 people that presented, and each person has to have at least, you know, to be fair, 2 minutes of airtime. So that's 30 presenters at 2 minutes. We're already at an hour just with clips. You know, and this is not even including me saying anything. You know, so it's just kind of like, all right, people, here comes, you know,
here we go.
Here comes the long video that you all requested. Yeah. But I do feel like I almost feel like I want to timestamp it, so people are like, hey, if you want to watch your section, it's yeah.
Well, that's going to be the sort of thing. You'll get all these views of like 2 minutes, maybe 3, where people find their bit, watch it, and they go, oh, that was cool.
What's going on, FA? Welcome back.
Yeah, see, Nick feels the same way. That's how I feel when I edit down a video and put all the bells and whistles, and we'll get 10 views, but then I'll throw up a non-edited video and it gets hundreds.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I know, much the same. It's like there's been some things I've just done as throwaway videos because people ask me, and it's like, oh, I just want to give them a video to go and watch. And bang, it gets a ridiculous number of views. and then something you spend a lot of time and curate and actually edit properly and try to put a bit of a story or a narrative in there and say, oh yeah, you had 50 views.
And I also get that a lot of it comes down to, especially on YouTube, I've heard it time and time again. Why are you getting into it? Why are you doing it? What's your inspiration? And, there's so many people that are like, well, I do it because I want to. And like, don't get me wrong. I do what I do because I want to, but I do it because I need to feed my family. Like, I'm a freelancer. I need as many revenue streams as I can get. And so, the work is going in so that I, can strive towards how many different revenue streams can I make, because, who knows, at any given time, one can end. I mean, a pretty good example, if you guys follow me on Twitter, I got my second copyright infringement notice from Lego on the stickers I sell. And so, but that's been a really, really, really solid source of income for me for the last 4 months, is selling those stickers. And so it's like, well, I can't sell the stickers anymore. So where am I going to make money? And it's just like this constant battle. It's just like,
was it every Lego figure, or were there like
no,
which is kind of dumb to me, because I'm just kind of like, why are you picking and choosing Lego? I would think it's either all or nothing.
It's very difficult to, like, I mean, I was there. I had meetings with legal countless times, and there really is no consistency, which, I can now understand firsthand why fans got so upset all the time.
Well, I almost feel like if you had a good lawyer, be like, we could win, because they're
right. That's the main thing, is that they don't consistently enforce it. And,
exactly.
And if you had a good lawyer and the money, you could win.
Yeah, be like, no, we're selling these stickers. Too bad.
But yeah, it's not. There's no sense to it. I mean, so for example, I had a strike in March on my Etsy store, and I assumed it was because of the titles, because I mean, I was openly brazen about it. I'm like, this is Lego Johnny Thunder. Like, that was the title of the listing. That was the, and that's why he became the Plastic Toy Adventure.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mind. I don't mind. I'm like, whatever. Who cares? And then some of those now have gotten their second. So I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm not putting these back up on there again. But there is definitely no consistency. So to give you a nice brain scratcher, of course, Benny has been pulled. And that's not necessarily a big surprise. But the white spaceman, classic smiley white spaceman, was apparently copyright infringement, but the red and black and yellow were not. So, like, okay.
I would think the white one would be clear, because you could be like, this is a NASA guy stylized. That's why he's in white.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, whatever.
Well,
of course,
when it was that time of day that when they were doing it, it's sort of like the end of the day, and they're like, "Oh, I've hit with 3. I'll come back to the rest tomorrow."
Well, you know what, and there is a little bit of that personal touch to it. Like, who did you get that day, and how do they feel? It really is. That's real. Because let's see, what else was interesting. Emmett was taken down. Of course, his name wasn't Emmett. It was the plastic. Or it was the special. That was his name. Was the special.
The special.
Emmett was taken down, but Wild Style was okay.
Wow.
And
okay.
and Wild Style was named. Her name is Plastic Toy DJ. That's her name. Is that your real name? Were you a DJ? And President Business is okay. So it's like whatever. So yeah, there's currently 15. There are currently 15 that are not on Etsy. For the record, anybody watching, anyone who's interested, I have all of them and would be more than happy to sell them to you. But you'll have to reach out directly, or if you do the bundle deal on my Etsy store, just write in there. I don't have a sticker that I've sold out of. Well, let me take that back. I have stickers I've sold out of. I've restocked. There are no stickers I do not have stock of. So if you're like, do you still have that skeleton sticker? Because the skeleton sticker was removed too. Then you can ask me, and I'd be happy to sell it to you.
Don't you have a Mario Bob Hoskins sticker?
I do.
The whole time, and you've never said that. Like, it's just like,
yeah, I have a Bob Hoskins. And I think I'm good with mine. Let's see. How you feeling with your
yeah, I'm good.
face?
He's shocked.
He is shocked indeed. Okay, so let's see. whose turn is this? You me. Okay, this is mine. Daily Brick, I love your creative name for licensed characters. Thank you. Yeah, Bob Hoskins on my store is called Cinematic Plumber M.
Cinematic Plumber M.
I was just gonna call him. Oh, go ahead.
I've got to say that Fazoom and Bricksmith are both doubling down on their suggestions.
Okay, what do we got?
One is Ernst Goes to Camp, and I can't remember what the other one was.
Oh, we got it.
Oh, Galaxy Quest. Not Galaxy Quest. It's the that's Junior. Oh, Weird Al from UHF.
Weird Al.
Yeah, very obscure. Very obscure.
Oh, that film is great. I saw that originally, and yeah, it's one of those cult ones. You know, it came out at the same time as Indiana Jones: Last Crusade, Batman. I think there's Back to the Future in there. Like, you know, oh gee, I wonder why it didn't do well.
Oh, and hello to Canadian Papa Bear, who's currently watching on Twitch. This is his Twitch. Says hi. Hello, Canadian Papa Bear.
Hi to the people watching on Twitch.
Papa B, I have been going out of my way to show and comment on every Twitch thing just to prove that I acknowledge the Twitch chat. Okay, yeah, I don't see.
So you got
Bricksmith, throw that back in the chat again if you've got the Ernest suggestion, because I think it's too far back. I can't see it anymore.
Yeah, that was like.
Yeah, and on the Twitch chat, it's right before Bricksmith, or right before Canadian Papa Bear, but it might have expired on the Twitch side, though.
Yeah. Where did that go? Oh, here we go. I got it. There we go. All right. So Ernest Goes to Camp.
Yeah, Fazoom says he knows about UHF. Best guest artist ever. So there you go, Matt. He's loving you.
Because that was such a. Have you guys seen it? Do you know UHF TV?
Yes, I'm old enough to have seen it, and I've seen it again on VHF.
Old enough to have seen it in the cinema.
I'm gonna have to tap out on that one. I have not. I don't know what that is.
Because the number of people that sort of guest starred in that, which then went on to like huge, like Michael Richards from Seinfeld. This is before Seinfeld. Fran Drescher before, you know, whatever the nanny from Brooklyn or whatever that show was.
Yeah.
And there was a few others, and yeah, it's sort of years later when you're watching Seinfeld, it's like, wait a minute, I've seen him before, and no idea.
Yeah. Well, I just think that Weird Al's problem is just kind of like, it's like you're great in your funny videos or whatever, but otherwise you're not easy on the eyes, and so America's like, yeah, no. It's like you can't be a movie star.
But it's
you can be a guest guy, but not the main star.
You're not going to be the main star. But it's kind of like, it's almost doing YouTube before YouTube was even a thing. Like if you go back and you look at the film, it's sort of like you got people just doing wacky things which you wouldn't think would do anything, but it just hits and finds an audiences. Because UHF, in terms of the band, in terms of the obscure programming that used to be on it.
It's kind of like what's that? When cable first started, they had those local channels that people would appear on. He'd be like, "What the heck is this?"
What is this? And like now today with YouTube, you can go off and become PewDiePie with 100 million followers or whatever it is. And
can you tell me how to do that? Give me the secret.
We'd have to go back in time.
Yeah, pretty much. Let me switch over to Matt for a little bit. Man, I'm like, I don't know what it is.
Is that a pencil? What he's using right there, or is that a marker?
No, that's a marker, I think.
Marker, yeah. It's one of the Prismacolor ones. Like it was the sort of thing. Markers. It was really, really hard to get Prismacolor ones in Australia, and I managed to find a supplier, and then they shut them down. And then Copic came along, which seems to be the bog standard ones today. But I just can't. The Copic ones have got a felt tip, whereas these ones have got a velvet tip, and it's just a different feel, and it's a much nicer quality, and you get higher off the alcohol faster. No, just kidding on that.
I'm just amazed at how light it is.
It always becomes a relative thing. Like if that might seem dark as a mark, but then if you put it right,
the tip looks black, and so I expect it to be darker. As a marker, I'm just kind of like, why is it so light? It's like he's using a pencil. and sketching.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Copics that are super light like that.
So anyhow, that's. But I think it was on one of your streams a while ago, Kevin. You guys started talking about that as well, and I just managed to jump onto Amazon. It's like, oh, I'll just have a look and see what's here, and they had a whole bunch of the Prismacolor stuff on sale for like a third the price. It's like,
Yeah, nice.
Yep, buying that.
Yeah. It's fine. That's how it goes. That's how that cost. You got to save money. Save that money when you can.
Oh, it's just, you know what they're like. They're $5 a marker, or
for the Copics, usually $7.99.
How long did they last?
It depends on how much you use it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've got colors that I've never had to replace, but like usually the grays, I have to replace my grays pretty often. That's kind of annoying.
Do you have the refills?
No, I've seen videos and stuff of other artists, and it just looks like a disaster. I'm like, oh man, I don't need to get into that. I'm good.
How often does one just dry out?
I have not had any of them dry out so far.
Even with the cap left off, I left the cap off for 2 days.
I have. When your markers cost $8 each, you don't tend to do that.
You're like you carefully make sure each lid is secure 3 times.
Exactly.
Not just once, but 3 times. You're like, okay.
Even when you're drawing, it's like, I'm going to have to fill in or color in a big area. How can I do that with something else? Where's my watercolors? Oh,
yeah, okay, yeah. Because that's always, every time I ever had any markers, it's like after using them and coloring a lot on a single day, they're like, well, they're done. I was like,
or your reds always seem to run out first or something like that. It's like, but everything's red. It's like,
or it goes light halfway through. You're just like, uh-oh.
What I've had happen to me a couple times now, which is really annoying, is I finished the artwork, and I usually don't like to leave the background white. I'll put a color back there, and that is when it'll die. I'm like, all right, I finished it, and now I'm going to pick red for the background, and oops, red ran out halfway through the background. I'm like, all right. And so then I'll like shade it to like a darker red or shade it to an orange or something. I'm like, this is annoying.
Oh, man. Ernst P. Young, isn't that what his name was?
No, Ernest P. Whirl.
It's P. Whirl. Okay.
The P stands for Power Tools.
Oh, it doesn't now.
It does. That's canon.
Did he do commercials of something?
That's how he started. He was a pitch man.
For what? For what product?
For dairy products. He was local in Tennessee, so he was a Tennessee-based pitch man for major like dairy brands and like kind of everyman kind of stuff,
Okay.
like ladders and things. Like that's where the power tools joke came from, is that he was pitching power tools. He's like, my middle name stands for Power Tools, and now canonically his middle name is Power Tools. So, but yeah. I actually, so my buddy David Pagano, people might know him as Paganimation in the Lego world. He actually co-hosts a podcast called Ernest Goes to Podcast. And it's actually very interesting. It takes the most in-depth look you could ever imagine taking at the character of Ernest. And every single film, all of the ads and commercials he's ever been in, and it actually got the attention of the company that owns Ernest as a character, and he is now currently working with them to create a documentary about the life of the actor Jim Varney, who played Ernest.
Is Jim Varney still alive?
No, he passed away from lung cancer because he was a very heavy smoker.
Oh, dang.
But if you...
That was recently, in terms of the last 5 years or something.
Okay.
I think it was no, I don't remember. I don't even want to throw out a date because I don't remember. But his last stuff was doing the voice of Slinky Dog in Toy Story. That was his last work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now that you say that, it's like, yep, that was that voice.
Yep, that was him. That was his last professional stuff when he was no longer doing like physical acting and was just doing voiceover work. But yeah, you could learn anything you never wanted to know about Ernest from that podcast. I've listened to the whole thing. Listen to the entire. There's like 28 episodes or whatever. They finished it a long time ago, years ago. It's not like currently airing, but
28 episodes. 20 are they hour-long episodes or like 5 minutes long or something?
They are like usually like an hour and a half.
Good Lord, that's a good chunk of time.
They go like in depth, like all the movies. What are the actual references? Like the movie Ernest Slam Dunk. There was a basketball movie because of course there was.
Okay.
And in that movie, he is a pawn between the devil and God. Like it's a movie about Ernest joining a basketball team. And, you know, of course, I don't remember who was like the famous basketball player at the time. Was, of course, a star in it, a guest star in the movie. But in the movie, like literally God shows up and makes a bet with the devil that they can like turn Ernest bad. And I'm like, this is a movie about Ernest being on a basketball team. What's happening?
That sounds like very much like a committee film. It's sort of like, okay, we're sitting around. We need to have God in it. We need to have Ernest. We need to have a basketball team. We need to hit this demographic.
Yeah.
What do we got?
It's so ridiculous.
Which part of the Bible can we rewrite? Let's do the Job story, but have Ernest be Job.
It's just like, it's amazing because they have so many, I learned this from the podcast, is that they had so many references and character names directly taken from the Bible, but you would never know because you're like, I'm watching Ernest in a basketball movie. And like, they're like, no, that's a character and it means this and that name means that, but it's slapstick Ernest playing basketball. It's good stuff.
Oh.
Do you feel sometimes that you've sacrificed brain cells to remember that?
Yeah. Sometimes. I feel like is the stream flashing or is my computer flashing every couple seconds?
I don't see any flashing either on the YouTubes or the StreamYard.
Okay. All right. Then maybe that's not good then if it's my computer doing that. It's super hot. Like all the fans are whirling on it. So it's doing some like flickering over here every couple seconds.
Yeah, Gator Brick, don't you remember God and the devil? They had a bet to see if Job would, turn against God because, he had such a good life and had everything.
This is true. I remember that.
And so he killed his wife, killed his kids, took away his family. God just did a whole bunch of evil things. And Job was still like, nope, I'm going to be good.
Ernest does theology. Can you draw Wilson the volleyball from Castaway? Oh, that's not a bad suggestion.
Yeah. No.
I got that one in the hopper.
Yeah, so I got my Ernest is holding up the turtle because the turtle actually the turtle only appears in that first movie. So Ernest does not have a turtle in any other movies. So
which movie is yours then?
Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ernest Go to Camp, and then what's Matt's is from what movie?
If I had to guess, I would say that's Ernest Scared Stupid when he's screaming.
One of those times.
That's the movie where he fights trolls, and the only thing you can do to harm them is spray them with super soakers filled with milk.
You can't just splash them with milk out of a cup.
No, because you need to have super soakers. Because that's and he
and it'd be high pressure milk.
And he that's when Ernest got. So they made Ernest Goes to Camp. The ad agency did because they were like, this character is so strong that we could turn it into a film character for sure. They made their film Ernest Goes to Camp, and it was actually so well received that it got the attention of Disney, and Disney gave them paid the licensing rights to make the next 3 films. So that's why when you watch them, the production quality of Ernest Goes to Camp, which is the first movie, to Ernest Scared Stupid is like incredible. It's like, whoa, what happened? And then Disney paid for Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest Goes to Jail, and there's one more, and then Disney got out, and then they were like, okay, we're done. And then the ad company paid for like another 4 more films.
How many of those movies appeared in the theater? I only thought only the first one did.
I don't remember how many were in the theater, but I only watched all of them via. I watched Jail and Scared Stupid via Blockbuster VHS.
Okay. Because I mean, it might have been like back in the day when Blockbuster was the big thing. It direct to DVD or direct to VHS or whatever was a big business. So,
are you good with your Ernest, Matt? Are you content?
Yeah. I'm good. So
that's great. David would probably buy that. All right. So this is okay. This is your pick.
Okay.
Oh, we got Sadie in the chat. Ernest Rides Again. Yep, there you go. That was the other one. That was the other Disney one, I think. Was Ernest Rides Again, where he founds the crown jewels stuffed in one of the American Revolutionary cannons.
I'm sorry, what? Why was he digging in a cannon?
Oh, because he was looking for the crown jewels or something. Like it was one of the crowns. I don't know. It was something great. Something. And that's actually, I think, one of the worst movies was the Rides Again one. That was one of the worst ones.
They're like, one more time and we'll call it Rides Again.
And and that's the other joke is that it's not the funny one. I mean, it's not to say it's not the funny. It's not the last one, is what I meant to say. It's like you would think like Rides Again would be like the finale, and it's like no.
There's one more after that, is there? Damn.
Ernest Goes to the Army, I think, is the last one.
It got serious. He goes to the army, and we're done.
The army. So, what do you think? Which one is calling out to you, Matt?
I'm thinking Jurassic Park.
Look at that, Z-Brick swinging right in there with that suggestion. Good job.
Looked at the ones that we've done so far, and they're all
humanoids.
Just suppose films are generally about people, so.
What's up, Miss Neverland? Welcome to the stream. All right, Jurassic Park.
Hey, Barb, I'll put that in the old list of Rooney.
It is time for.
All right, so which Jurassic Park are each one of you going to go for?
I'm going classic.
I'm going classic, yeah.
Oh, okay. So neither one is going to try to draw the Lego set with the archway and the big T-Rex?
No.
That's just like, no.
They're like, no. This is not a Lego stream, Doc. Knock it off.
Exactly. I do still plan to do a Lego themed doodle stream that's just me. Because I did the one on the 72-hour stream with my other fellow guests, but I do plan on doing one by myself at some point. Regardless of how I feel about only making Lego stuff all the time, I understand there's an audience that wants it.
Okay. So then we should say Jurassic Park, but no dinosaurs.
It goes right back to the...
Can you draw it?
Yeah, it could, but that might kind of defeat the purpose, wouldn't it? To me, that almost feels like what you did last time, the Wonder Woman invisible jet. It's sort of like,
yeah,
there you go. There's the film with no dinosaurs.
That was funny. And then somebody's like, you put that other drawing on top of the invisible jet.
Well done to that person.
That was pretty good. I was like, oh, you're right. I did.
I almost want to claim that one. I know I said something at the time, but it probably wasn't that funny.
Oh, well, they wrote that in the time-lapse video. Which is even better because like that joke goes by so fast in the time-lapse. Yeah. And somebody was like, I don't think it was CC. Somebody said that. They were like, you put that on top of the invisible jet. Good for you.
And Cafe Con Lego says, yes, Kevin, the Lego audience is here.
Indeed. I get it. Like I said, I'm very grateful. I've tried to kind of break into some of the other like artist circles, like just generic artist circles, and it's interesting. There's this one pretty substantial art group on Facebook that I've been a member of for over a year because it's just kind of inspirational, and anybody's allowed to share their artwork in it, and you just have to conform to a couple rules because it's moderated and stuff. And I've tried 3 times, and all 3 of my times to share artwork on there's been rejected. And I'm like, whatever. Okay. And I have no idea why. No reasoning. And I'm not alone. I mean, it's a pretty big group where they say they get like 1,000 submissions or 1,000 requests every month, I think. But I'm just like, yeah, but I don't understand why mine keep getting rejected. Like, what am I doing that's not okay? I'm just trying to share artwork because I'm just trying to grow that. I'm trying to grow the non-Lego art audience as well.
Okay, I know this is a crazy and bad idea, but have you ever thought about, with the non-Lego stuff, creating a different name that doesn't have Kevin Hinkle in it? Just because Kevin Hinkle, you know.
Well, you know what's interesting that you
so
say that?
associated with it, you know, like something studios or something.
It's interesting you say that because when I first went out on my own, if I guess that's factually correct, I used kind of my business name on the on all the paperwork and stuff, which is Essence Creative Studio. That's the comic I used to have when I was in high school. And that was before I was told that there was a magazine that had the name Essence in it. I was like, oh, whoops. But I had a couple people that are already self-employed give me some advice. They're like, you should rename that to your name because, dude, you don't understand how much like impact your name has right now. And I was like, oh. And he was totally right because when I launched it, like it wasn't getting anything. And as soon as I changed it to my name, like Art of Me, all of a sudden, I granted it was Lego people, but all the following started building up instantly. And I was like, okay, there is some value to that. So when I first launched, I launched like not anonymous, but my name wasn't attached to it. And then I amended that based on feedback, and it was good because, you know, money is money. I mean, it pays the bills and stuff. So if it's just Lego stuff, fine. But you know.
Right, it's just not fueling your creative juices enough, too, though.
I can do more.
Yes,
I can do more.
You're just kind of like, I'm stuck doing this. Okay, fine, I'll do it. You know,
yeah.
But come on, challenge me, people.
Joseph Sawada says, "Are we not enough for you?" You know, and it's funny because my wife asked me. She just asked me yesterday, actually. She was watching me work like over my shoulder, and she goes, "Do you ever get sick of just drawing Lego stuff all the time?" And I looked at her and I go, yes, I do. And she's like, I feel like every time I look at you, you're drawing something Lego related. I'm like, I know. I was like, that's just what the commissions are. Like all my commissions are always Lego related. That's just how it is.
So is your wife trolling you now?
Does she? No.
Is she trolling you now? It's like,
no.
Seriously, the Lego again?
Yeah, exactly. Because she was telling me, she's like, of course this is my wife, right? So maybe she's lying to me. She's like, you're so talented. You know how to draw so much other stuff, and you just draw this all the time. I'm like, yeah, I know.
And that Majora wants to know more about this high school mag design that you did.
Oh, the comic? Yeah. It was, let's see, Canadian Papa Bear on Twitch says, see, I gave you non-Lego stuff all the time, but then you grew tired of it and ignored it. No, I didn't. I did not grow tired of it.
I'm still waiting for his horrific movie suggestion.
Oh, that's somehow tied to the game series. That's always the goal. So yeah, I had a comic series in high school that was called Essence, and it was like very fantasy, kind of Lord of the Rings ish, I guess. But it was about a guy that was trying to collect all the essences of the world, and an essence was like a crystal that had some kind of power to it. So there was like one that was fire, one that was water, one that was ice, but there was like hundreds of them, like every different type. And when you collected it, you got the power of that essence.
Kind of a superhero, sort of.
Kind of, yeah. I don't even remember what the purpose of collecting them all. I mean, the main hero wasn't trying to just be all powerful. There was a reason. And of course, there was bad people that were collecting them too because they wanted to take over the world. And I made comics. I made like 3 issues of them. I like took them to Kinko's and printed them out.
Do any copies exist to this day?
My father has the only copies of them because I did the.
What's his phone number?
Yeah, I did the old school copyright when you don't have a lawyer, when you're supposed to like mail it to yourself.
Yep.
And have it in a sealed envelope. You're not allowed to open it because it has like the date stamped on it and stuff. So he has the sealed envelope with the 3 comics I did. We've never opened it.
Man, I think it's time to open it and wander into Kinko's again and be like, yo, print me up some copies. They're up on Etsy. Here they are. They're
Matt and I
early-
did we did the
early
same scene.
silence, you know?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I'd actually like to look at those too again. So Matt and I picked the same scene, which is fun. That's cool.
Which scene is that? Oh, the T-Rex destroying the car.
Yeah. Oh.
Are the kids still inside? You 2 evil men.
Right? Exactly. It's
I'm
such
like, they're still inside there. Lexi is screaming at this moment.
it's such a good scene. Like, that's the scene. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love it when they climb out of the tree and then the car falls and boom, we're back in the car again.
Back in the car.
I've never been on this island.
The movie made the franchise. I was disappointed he wasn't in the second one, the Dr. Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like that one.
But if you read the books, it was like, okay, well, he wasn't it. You know, he was like in the beginning part, and then they just changed too many of the characters. It was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
But the books were really good.
Ben's Brick Designs here. What's up? And 823 Studios. Hello.
Hello, 823. And
Oh, I thought that was 8235 Tuttios. Let me fix my glasses.
Yeah, just those spectacles.
Yeah, Kathy Con Lego. She's like, Essence Magazine is a black ladies magazine. Find it in the beauty shop.
Yeah, I was unaware. I was unaware in my youth. But I would love to re-explore that again. I mean, I have a ton of ideas of things I want to do. So this is Kevin's constant mental struggle, is that, you know, I fully appreciate and recognize that I have a very wonderfully supportive, vast Lego audience, but I don't want to get pigeonholed into Lego all the time. I don't. I really don't. And I do want to provide Lego content for people that want it. And I want to be able to use some of that momentum and the income generated there to work on non-Lego related stuff. Because, I mean, the fact of the matter is almost all my non-Lego related stuff doesn't sell. That's how it is. That's why I'm actually in the process. I'm working with Brian and working on a Fortnite print, because I said, if I can't sell a Fortnite print, then I can't sell anything. Because it's like, that is what all the kids are about. That's what everybody wants. I'm like, if that's not going to work, then I don't know if there's anything I can do.
So then all the commissions in your queue, are they all Lego related?
They are 95% Lego related. I mean, most of them are sig figs, because that's a huge thing of what I do. But there's logo designs, and that's the irony, is even the logo design projects, every single logo design project is for a Bricklink store or a Lego show, or, you know, it's all Lego related again. So it's like, all right. And I mean, like I said, I'm not going to turn it down, and I'm happy to provide those services, but it's just like, I'm getting desperate to try to broaden the portfolio.
Well, I always feel like it's like, once you've satisfied all of the Lego fans, Lego whatevers, some of them will be like, okay, now I want, you know, portraits. And I really think that, like, a lot of logos and the more logos you do, then, you know, the more people are going to want you to do logos and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. 823 says, I can't stay long, but this scene is looking great. Well, thank you.
I know, I can't look at that. How it just adds shade or whatever. It's just kind of like, it's almost something like early movies, how they would have
the storyboard.
The scene would, you know, like those, I can't remember that. Oh God, it was like one of those detective shows or whatever, and the scene would turn into like a photo like that, like a painting. Yeah.
So I think I'm good with mine. Grant is he's a little loose over there, but because I wanted to focus on dinosaur.
So Kevin, how about a series, How to Draw videos? Remember really liking those as a kid?
Yeah. So I am planning to do some tutorial videos. My plans right now are to release them for patrons. So that's because again, Patreon is really, really helpful, and it's stable, and it's monthly income. And so I have a lot of plans for more and more and more exclusives for Patreon to hopefully kind of get people to pull the trigger on that.
Yeah.
But I do plan on having some other content that's for the masses that it's kind of in that vein, like tutorial stuff, kind of walk through things. And I'm not on Fiverr. I cannot do anything for $5. Aside from if you support me on Patreon for $5, I draw you a picture. Okay, so the next one is me.
Yep, your choice.
Oh, okay. Ben, I'm exactly the opposite of Kevin. I'm trying to get away from drawing and more into Lego stuff. It's all, it's the grass is always greener on the other side.
On the side, yeah.
Ghost Taco in the house.
Hey, Ghost Taco.
It's Ghost freaking talking. But I call him Ghost Taco.
Oh, you know what? Let's let's go with that to get our typical stream spookiness in. We do usually have one thing that's a little edgier per stream. Usually thanks to either Nick or John Wise, pretty good about that too. It's like draw this slightly unsettling thing. So all right, we're gonna go with Ghostface from the movie Scream. And
Ghost Brickin' Taco.
This will man, my screen keeps flashing like that. I think it's just getting really hot. This is super hot. Okay, whatever. In case things blow up, guys, I want you to know I died doing what I love. All right.
All right. Drawing. Yes.
But the stream will probably keep going.
The stream will probably keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, the stream
He died with a pen in his hand, like he wanted.
Exactly. Funny Figs, Reddit, hire an artist is the one I'm on. Okay, I'll take a look at it. Yeah, Ray's got some excellent advice that I'm always interested in. Ray advice.
Oh, is that Majora? Because he says might explore Reddit's artist hiring subreddits. There's always interesting requests. A lot of D&D groups and stuff. So I'm sure a lot of dragons, or this is what my character looks like. Can you draw a cool picture of my character using magic and whatnot?
Oh yeah, that would be awesome, actually.
Oh yeah.
And that's that's a good point, CC. I always forget that Fiverr has like that professional version where you don't charge $5.
Yeah,
I constantly forget about that. Always forget about that. Brian Saviano is in the chat.
What? Finally? I'm sorry. There's a control around here somewhere. Where?
Control. Yeah, I'll switch over to. Every time I get my reference up and I'm about to start and I look over and Matt's already halfway done. It's incredible. So there you go. You can look at his.
It's like he's fast. He had to do that Pictionary drawing during the live streams.
Yeah, I will admit you are very quick, Matt. That is some good stuff right there.
Thanks for that.
I think that's the hardest part. That from the other guests I've had on the show, a lot of them have mentioned that they're not quite used to having to go so fast and switch up, constantly. You are a natural.
Well, I sort of go through both extremes because if you give me some oil paints, I'll quite happily, merrily, noodle a painting for a few months. But then other times, like this stuff is quite good because I consider it more fast food type illustration. Like 70% there is going to be good enough, and you just want to move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's sort of like, okay, I'm going to do this drawing. I'm going to spend a couple hours on it. I need to get everything right. And then by the time you finish doing that, you really tightened up and you lose a lot of the initial energy out of the thumbnail or whatever it is.
Yeah, when I started this whole thing, my goal was a little bit of brand building because I was like, I need to get art on this channel. Like it has to happen, which is what I've been, slowly but surely continuing to put more and more of. And then another part of it was just like having an outlet to do stuff, just to doodle around every week, because otherwise I probably wouldn't be doing it. I would be all into the commissions and the projects and just never doing kind of like more loose, quick stuff like this if I didn't have a reason to.
Yeah. And that's where I've also been thinking for my own channel and things like that, like how the art piece is going to fit into it. Because certainly, I want to get back and do more oil paintings and things like that. But, that would, from an audience point of view, be watching paint dry, and that would have probably zero appeal. Although, having said that, who knows? Maybe he would have
Hey.
Bob Ross is all I gotta say about that. Bob Ross.
And I will say that there is channels that you literally watch paint dry.
Oh God, yes. Oh God.
I was joking about that on somebody's stream because I'm like, this is like watching paint dry. And I was like, wait a minute. And I went into the YouTube search bar and was like paint drying. And there was a video that was like 8.5 hours long. And it was like a blank canvas. Somebody painted it white and then you watched it dry for the rest of the, it's like, wow, this is great. I think it had like 1,000 views.
I was going to say,
Did it have good music?
Views.
It had no music at all.
Oh my gosh.
There's somebody trying to run the analytics on their YouTube channel or something. I know, I'll do one 8-hour video, get 3 people to watch it in the background.
It'll be great.
Yeah, Cafe Con. I love the Scream movies too, Cafe Con Lego. Especially because the big star usually got killed right at the beginning. You were like, what? No way. Drew just got what? You're like, okay. This is getting good.
And spoilers for anyone.
Come on, 20-year-old spoilers. Come on. Come on.
No, I said something like that the other day on somebody else's channel, and they were like freaking out. So,
That you spoiled something?
Yeah, the film's 25 years old. Like,
yeah, I'm just kind of like, please. Hollywood has it's a 6-month moratorium on blockbusters. After that, you can talk all you want. The directors, producers, they all agree. So when people get mad after that, you're just like, just stop it. If you're a real fan, you've already seen it by now.
Yeah, you would have had the chance to pay us the premium for our content.
It's been 6 months, so it's already on DVD or whatever leaked website if you want to watch it for free. But one way or the other, you should have seen it by now. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Cafe. I was like, what is going on here? She's the biggest name in this movie, and she's gone.
I think my all-time favorite one of those, and spoilers for anybody else, it's a really old film. Samuel L. Jackson. Can anyone pick the film?
Oh, when he's giving the speech?
Yep, that's the one.
Are you in the theater? I was like, no way.
Was that the shark one, right? I was like, my mouth was open.
Yes, like, no one saw that coming. No one.
I like wasn't like the very next statement from one of the, he's like, oh my God. It's like, we're all done.
He's like, we're all going to die.
We're all done. We're all done.
Yep. And everybody in the audience is like, yep, you're all dead now.
Man, that was, yeah.
Right in the middle of the inspirational speech. It was like fantastic.
The inspirational speech, they're all going to pull it together. And it's like, what? He's gone. No. Okay, this must be a dream sequence. No, this.
Papa B says Soylent Green is made of people. Spoilers.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody even knows what movie that might be.
I've never seen that movie. I need to see it. It's on my list.
It's okay.
It's one of those ones though that has like, at this point, it's so ingrained in like the reference and that quote and stuff that I'm like, well, I guess I should see this. See what people are talking about. It does make a big difference. I've noticed some of these older movies that after I see it, I'm like, everything makes so much sense now.
Yeah. But it's also old enough that it being out of date is okay. It's like back in the day when you used to watch black and white films. You're like, oh, avant-garde, kind of a deal. It's so, it's old enough now. You're just kind of like, okay, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Not like, an 80s movie or whatever you watch. You're like, wow, that didn't hold up.
Is this one of those college films? You're like, is this one of these college films? It's all black and white.
Yeah.
A sad clown flipping a pancake in a kitchen.
Yeah, I just remember as a kid, parents would, or anybody would want to watch a black and white film. You'd be like, it's black and white. Why would I want to watch that?
You know what? As a kid, I remember saying that and thinking that all the time. I'm like, this is old.
I don't even want to waste my time. Black and white. Good God. This is a color TV. Why are we wasting our time watching this?
Yeah, we paid for the color.
Exactly.
Why are we downgrading? I
love it when I drive by old motels and stuff, and they'll still say like free HBO or color television. I'm like, oh.
I know, for people that don't have a phone.
Oh, there's a color TV in that room.
I know. It's like, I would think all the TVs are color at this point. There's no black and white TVs available.
So good. So funny. So this will be the first. This will be my first color one. Matt has already run out of all of his colors because he's colored everything. Matt's in the pro stream.
This is actually the first one where I've used minimal color and probably won't use any more. Like,
I love it. I'm finally like, this is the equivalent of me catching up, and you're like, "What are you talking about? I'm already done, kid." It's like, all right.
I just like the shades of gray.
Oh, is someone going to suggest that now?
Well, just because they suggest it and it's on the list doesn't mean you have to draw it.
It's true.
Like all the BFAB requests.
There's a special folder for the BFAB requests.
Raptus, that's in the hopper. He's really desperate for the Flying Dutchman. I guess that's that boat.
Is that a train?
I think it's the boat from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, but it's also the green ghost from SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, there's that too. And he was in the SpongeBob movie, as I do recall.
Can you give us confirmation on which Flying Dutchman you're talking about?
It reminds me of Julian's suggestion in the summer themed when he wanted a baseball fan, and I drew him a fan with a baseball. I think I'm the only one that thought it was funny, but the whole time I was drawing, I was cracking up. I'm like, this is great. This is so
You
good.
just gotta make the center part of the fan just got to be a baseball. Is all. You're like, there you go.
Yeah, it was a fan with a baseball next to it. And I think Larry, somebody was like, I think he meant a human baseball fan, Kevin. I'm like, thanks, Larry.
I do that, Larry. I'm just messing with you.
That was pretty good. That was funny.
You missed a lot, Ken. You missed a lot.
Oh, welcome back, Ken.
No, SpongeBob. He says Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean. I always call it Pirates of the Caribbean because Captain Ron. You all saw Captain Ron, didn't you?
Captain Ron.
Kurt Russell.
No.
Captain Ron. Oh my God! Gather the family. Watch Captain Ron. It's a family film. It's hysterical. You got to see it. You got to see it.
Speaking of Kurt Russell, I just finished. I talked about this, I think, last Friday, but I finished and submitted a commission I had from a movie called Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah. Oh my God! That is epic. That is one thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Yeah, I've never seen it. And so as someone who's never seen it, looking at the reference photos on Google, I'm like, what is happening? Like, what is going on?
Oh, it's great. It's great. It should have been a series of films.
Like an action hero.
Yep.
Let me switch.
It should have been a series of films, you know.
You don't know. You don't know.
Coloring them. He's coloring them.
And followed me.
Oh my God.
I just have to zoom that out.
Yeah, I have not seen that movie. I didn't even know it existed.
Well, just like I can't believe you guys haven't seen Captain Ron.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
I apologize.
And then who's Martin Short is the other. It's Martin Short and Kurt Russell. They're the two mains. Oh my God, it's hysterical. And when they go on I can't spoil it. Can't spoil it. It's just no.
I have seen, my father actually was insistent that I watch Escape from New York.
Yeah, the first one. The second one is lame.
I was like, what is this? Why should I watch this? And he's like, you will watch it. And I was like, okay. And I did it. I did really enjoy it. I've never seen a sequel, but I enjoyed it.
Do not watch The Escape from LA. Do not.
Gotcha.
It will ruin the New York one. You'll be like, oh wow. Yeah, like do not. I mean, because that Escape from New York is already, it's super B movie as it is. But the fact that it has Kurt Russell and he takes it serious, it's worth a watch,
Wait, what? Ignored? I didn't ignore it. What are you talking about? Oh, Kevin lives a sheltered life in SCU. Even when I put on screen every Twitch comment, it's like you're ignoring Twitch. Oh, Sans is here. Hello, Sans.
Hello, Sans.
G'day, Sans.
Why is Doc allowed on stream?
Well, he had a last-minute cancellation, so he had no choice but to get, second stringer like myself. So here I am. I took the challenge.
This was an interesting week because I did have, multiple people through the week. There was different people like lined up to help with chat, and different things for one reason or another fell apart on like all week long. It was like, oh, okay, I'm out. Oh, now I'm this person. Oh, now I'm out. All right, that person. Oh, now I'm out again. It's like, dang. It was a rough week.
Well, I'm glad to take it up for whoever couldn't show up.
Yes, I appreciate the last minute assistance.
Look, we're all in. We're on the color segment. Uh-oh. Oh, so is that why Matt colored in the background? He's like, oh, I've got to step it up then. If we're in the color segment, I got to color the background now.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Is that the game?
I don't know. He's been coloring since the get-go.
No, it's more just I'm waiting for Kevin. So
that's bad.
Oh my goodness! You know how I've never once. No, there's probably happened a couple times. There hasn't been many times where the guest has been waiting for me. It's like,
And Sam says if you need more reliable people to join you on a constant basis, and then he makes a coughing sound.
Sans, no, if you want to come in and do chat MC for me on one of these streams, I would be happy to give you a shot, Sans.
and Brian is telling Sans to put a mask on if he's going to cough like that.
Get Sans a mask. Yeah, Brian, stomach bug for me. Yeah, Brian was the latest person to assist. He was the last person that had to drop out before we went live.
Oh, well, get better, Brian.
All right, I'm happy with my guy.
Ghostface Killer.
Yeah.
So which of the Scream movies is yours from?
Google. I don't know. I haven't watched any of them.
Okay, unsubscribed. It's okay. I understand now, Papa Bear. I understand now.
Yeah, I'm not a huge like scary movie guy.
Oh my! I'm the guy in the front row with the popcorn and the soda and just munching it up. His heads are flying.
Ken's like, give you a shot, trial run only. Yeah, I mean, anybody who's never done it before, I'm willing to give trial runs.
Well, he is a mod, so he can't be all bad.
He can't, exactly. He has not yet lost his mod status, so he hasn't.
Yeah, he's no BFAB. Although that would be interesting.
Let's see. Gatorbrick says, Kevin, the streams with multiple people co-hosting are really great. More of those, please. You mean like with the 72-hour stream, or you mean like this? Like what degree of multiple people? So you're up, right, Matt? It's your. Yeah.
If we go for it was the Flying Dutchman, Pirates of the Caribbean, was it?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Raptus, right?
Yep, Darth Raptus. Yep.
All right, let me go through and find where Raptus put that in the chat. Hold on. Where are you? Oh, I see Ben's like, you need to watch that movie.
Yeah, and then Cafe Con Lego saying that the Scream movies aren't scary at all.
There we go. Got it. He has gotten close to losing mod status. That's true. That's true.
That's the thing. If he was moderating the chat, watching the chat would be entertainment by itself.
Okay. We're going to do the Flying Dutchman.
He likes to ban random people, does he? I like to time out random people occasionally. I'm like, you're annoying me.
Oh, sorry, Kevin. Was that your stream? Timed you out of your stream.
Did I time you out of your own stream? Oh, man.
Yeah, all I got to say is Sans wouldn't make me a mod on his channel because he says I have an itchy trigger finger. I'm like, all right, fine, Sans, fine.
That coming from the person who gets a delivery on his video and thinks it might explode. Like, what does he send you?
Okay, I need a good Why am I having trouble finding a good picture of this ship?
It is actually. That's the sort of thing. It's sort of like you can't get one where you can see the full ship.
Is the Flying Dutchman isn't the one that has like the front opens up and eats things? That's a different ship, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Captain Salazar's ship.
Yeah. Okay. So because I'm looking at an image on Google and it's named Flying Dutchman, but that's definitely not the Flying Dutchman. That's that other ship that like eats things.
Yeah.
Is the Flying Dutchman the one which has like all the sails like ripped to shreds and everything?
I thought it was like all overgrown with like underwater vegetation and stuff because it's
maybe that's it too.
Which is,
Raptus is like, I will give you a suggestion, and you will never find a picture of it.
it's like, well, remind us the name of the movie. If we can type in the exact name of the movie, we could get a better reference to the ship. You're just asking for random, Pirates of the Caribbean ships. It's going to be a lot of the Black Pearl and the Silent Mary.
Here's a really good picture, but it's from the back of it.
Yeah,
It's Davy. So type in Davy Jones' ship because that was the captain of the Flying Dutchman. It's Davy Jones. And Canadian Popper Bear says, I get the feeling we can't talk spoilers about any movie because Kevin won't have seen it.
Okay. Ganging up on me, I see. Okay, yeah. And hello. We've got Miss Stapp, Cat. Hello. Okay. Are you finding a good picture? You already started.
I'm like, this is Matthew Hilder you're talking to.
I've almost got a decent one. Can I do that one? And then you try the.
I'll just go with this one. It's not really a super helpful reference, but I'm going to use it.
Yeah, same. It's like okay.
I might just draw whatever and then just label it Flying Dutchman.
Okay, I'm finished.
Make the sails more ragged, Kevin. And make it
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on.
I think you may have used the wrong reference.
There you go.
Is that what you do for when people ask you for like non-Lego commissions?
No. There's been some times though in streams past where somebody tries to like snipe in a suggestion that's kind of like weird or off the beaten path, and I've done some very like super quick crude drawings. I'm like, there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite crude drawing is when Kevin drew the annoyed Kevin face.
The me being angry. Yeah, that's an emote on Twitch that I've had standing by at the ready for months. Is the Mr. Hink Rage emote. And obviously, until I get more subs, I can't. Like, that's what unlocks the slots to have more emotes.
Oh, okay.
I've also got the Mr. Hink build. Like, the actual Lego-related emote has been sitting there waiting. But it's fine. I mean, it'll be up there when it needs to be. But it was funny because I was watching Joey was getting stuff ready for launching some Twitch emotes himself. And he's like, happy to announce these emotes are going up. He had like 15 emotes. I'm like, Joey, you can only put 3. And he was like, and he like replied, he goes, oh. And then there's like ... You're right. I was like, so you get 3 emotes, Joey. That's all you get until more people sub to your channel. You only get the 3.
So how many subs do you need to get to hit that 3?
To have more than 3 or to get 3?
Yeah.
You need to hit the affiliate. And so you got to hit the affiliate goals. And they're not that hard to hit. They really aren't. It mostly is you got to stream for a week. Like that's the big thing is you need to stream on Twitch for 7 days. But then there's also like how many
people in the chat?
Yeah, how many people are watching during it, like unique views and stuff. But that first step to getting to affiliate is not terribly difficult. It's the next step, getting to partner, is actually very difficult. Like that's where you got people like Brick and Nick who it's a home run every time he streams, and he's been streaming for years and he's still not a partner. So it's like that's the tough one.
Yeah, I mean that's the part where you start getting more money for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The percentage changes.
Yeah, because it's like you have built an audience now, which we can have our ads to.
Ben says, dude, I've been streaming on Twitch for a year and I don't have it. You're not talking about affiliate though, Ben. You have to have affiliate by now. There's no way you don't. You got to be talking about partner. Let's see. Yeah, 50 followers, 3 average viewers, and stream on 7 different days. Yeah, that's the criteria for hitting that first.
The first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I started doing just testing out some of the Twitch stuff and things like that. And because one of my streams just went over at midnight when it finished, it's like, oh, you've streamed on 2 different days. It's like,
yeah, yep.
It's a midnight timer to me.
So, yeah, see, it's like you've already hit some of those thresholds.
Those thresholds, yeah. But I'm still at that point where I think I was having a bit of a conversation with you before. It's like, okay, I know Twitch is different. I don't get it. What's different about it?
So, Ben, you're saying you're not an affiliate and you've been streaming on Twitch for a year? That doesn't make any sense. There's literally no way.
Yeah, he says nope, affiliate, no.
Show me the Carfax.
Need the receipts, as Santa would say.
I need the receipt.
Receipts.
Okay. Prove it. Is it the proof? Proof.
4550 14/8/9/7, but 0.73 average viewers. So I guess it's because he hasn't got the 50.
You don't got the people watching? That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. Raptor says, can you send them to me when you're done? Yeah, remind me if you don't mind. I probably won't need the reminder, but send me a reminder on Instagram or whatever, just in case. Usually when I get finished with the stream, I like to run away from this and then just take a break and not long break, but like a 30-minute break away from the computer. And then I'll come back down and finish out whatever I needed to save out and send.
Hey, Golden Light Pictures is here.
Hello.
Pictures.
And Mr. Pacat says there are people on that she knows for 3 years on that haven't made an affiliate yet.
Oh man, that's crazy though. Okay, I guess. I mean, pardon me. I thought it was a lot easier than that.
All right, so stop flexing, Kevin.
I'm sorry. I will definitely stop. Yeah, I'll stop flexing. Oops.
Well, that's way too close.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Extreme close up. Must be my winning personality. Probably been.
Oh, Canadian Papa Bar went crazy.
Oh, what is this? The criteria for partner isn't particularly hard. It's really just having an average. Yeah, Nick has said that that's his thing. Is he can't, like, his one thing is 75 viewers per stream. He can't hit it no matter what he does. But I mean, when he streams, he usually has a pretty sizable, like, he's mostly sitting in the 50s all the time. But you have to have an average of 75 viewers for partner, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Twitch looks at the channel and will make a call if you'll become partner because they are looking to fill additional criteria. Yeah, and he's applied. Nick's applied like 3 times and has gotten rejected. And the thing I find crazy about that is that Twitch still actively promotes. Like, Nick has been on the homepage of Twitch like 2 or 3 times now, and he has been partnered up with Lego to do marketing promotion on behalf of like Lego and Twitch to get, like, they've been using him for some heavy hitting marketing stuff, but he's not, you know.
Oh, wow. That's bogus.
Sounds like Department A isn't talking to Department B.
Well, probably. I'm so tempted to, like, in order to make it look more decrepit, to just throw more and more lines on it. I'll just put more lines.
Okay, did you see what Raptor said? Not to be picky, but there's not enough sales, Kevin.
How many sales? I only see 3 sales in the reference image.
Well, there are the 3 main masks, but then you got the spar mask, and then you've got the runner mask thingy.
And there's all kinds of string and all kinds of junk going on here.
Not enough masks. Be happy we're doing your drawing.
Do you guys remember? Were you here when I did that? That guy over on Twitch wanted Yogi Bear, and poop. That was like crazy. That was that's my most favorite troll moment ever.
It's like, draw it now.
It was all caps over and over again. I was like, and you're done. And that was Twitch. I'm not used to Twitch trolls, to be honest. I'm used to YouTube trolls. I'm not used to Twitch trolls.
A numbers game or something.
Yeah.
We just haven't done enough on Twitch to warrant trolling properly.
Yeah, I think right here in the chat, Nick almost had it with the Blizzard event. I feel like, when Blizzard was partnering him to do actual stuff with Overwatch, I'm like, oh, it's done. It's in the bag now.
Yeah.
He's got it. And then still no. Let me try to draw this skeleton down here. I'm not like
see what Brian says. You got to be on the Red Bull. You got to be all twitchy.
I see what he did there. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, look, it's even got a skeleton at the prow. Nice.
It's got like a bunch of algae and seaweed and stuff like barnacles all growing on it. It's kind of like, I feel like I would need to draw this 6 times bigger to get all that detail in there. It's a very difficult thing to draw.
Yeah, and did you see what the Miss Taka? Anyway,
I like hearing you say that every time, so I'm gonna keep.
You let me keep butchering it, but it also goes to show that you don't need to be a partner to get gaming sponsors and deals.
Yeah, true. Very true. Very true.
Tap Cat. It's like,
it's so funny.
I'm like messing with my glasses. I'm like, what the heck is?
No offense.
Yeah, and I'm not. Don't mean to mess your name up. FYI. Oh, look, they're on both too. They're on Twitch and the YouTubes. Dang.
There you go. All right, let's see. What do you got over there? Let's look at Matt's. This is a hard. This is a hard ship, isn't it? Am I alone, or is this a hard thing to draw?
I would think it would be hard because you have to make it shape, but then also make it destroyed at the same time.
Yeah, it's to make it destroyed, and then also too, I don't know about you, but I'm sort of looking at this going, okay, this is a small picture. I'm not 100% sure what some of this stuff is. Oh, I'll just greeble it.
Yeah, artistic greebling, where it's like, I'm just going to draw lines.
Make the impression of whatever that's supposed to be, because I don't know what it is.
Actually,
giving away the secrets now.
Uh-oh. And then Brian says, hey, Tap Cat is a homie. You treat her with respect, Con. Hey, Con's not here, Brian.
Oh, the wheels are off.
Exactly. I'm coming for you, Brian.
we have literally streamed until the wheels came off. That's what happened. We did it.
I'm going to send him stuff in the mail for that fan mail segment of his. Make him mad.
Con's upset. He was never supposed to have so much screen time as he had in the last couple months, or last month. It's like, I got to be behind the scenes. Why am I in front of the camera all the time?
It's like, dang it, I'm the star. Back off. Let's see. Brickhead's family says, we've had a few sponsors along the way here on YouTube. You just have to be what companies are looking for.
Yeah, that's really all it is.
Yeah. I know you want stuff, Brian. I've got a couple of things lined up. I'm like, this ought to be
good. You know what? I need to be MrHinkleDraws needs to be a sponsor of the Brickhead family, I think. Let's talk about sponsorship deals, Nick. I've seen your super chats.
They get carried away. They're like, burn the house down, Nick. Here, $50.
Yeah. What is that? That's weird. Huh.
But that's the other nice thing about these is that, you do get challenged to draw things which you either don't know about or it's like,
exactly. That's what it's all about. That's like that other that's a third goal, is getting forced basically to no, Doc, don't send stuff. Send all this stuff. Is you get forced to draw stuff you wouldn't normally draw, and I think that's great. Like, as an artist, you want to push yourself and not always draw the same stuff. There's a couple streams I want to do where I just want to draw things that I'm not super comfortable. Like, I want to do a hands stream.
That's what I'm saying.
the only thing that makes me hesitant to do it is that I don't necessarily want to make it like an interactive stream. Like, I'll be here and I'll like engage with people, but I'm not going to take suggestions on everyone's hands to draw. Like, I'm just going to draw hands. That's what I'm going to do. So it kind of makes me feel like, is there still an interest in that of just like, I'm going to draw what I want and you can just watch. I assume there is, but
I mean, that's the appeal of the Doodle stream, that we can throw a suggestion at you and you draw it and it looks like whatever it is that we suggested. I mean, that's what everybody loves about it. Just kind of like, I want him to draw so-and-so, and there it is,
I guess that's fair, because not everybody gets what they want drawn. So there are people that are watching other people's things come together.
Yep, and it's not all Lego. That's the thing I like about the Doodle stream, because people just come up with, a lot of craziness. I mean, especially like Canadian Papa Bear and some of his crazy.
Yep. Oh yeah, you can definitely count on that. What's up, Bama Bricks? Canadian Papa Bear. No interactive stream. That's just streamed to Twitch that day, so you can ignore it all.
So, John, is that the plastic surgery scene that the mother has that you're talking about?
Oh, of course, John's got something in there. The face scene from the. Oh, I looked that up once for something else too, and I was like, oh goodness gracious!
You haven't seen Brazil?
No.
Oh my God, Kevin! You have you seen anything?
I saw a movie once.
Oh my God, every iconic sci-fi kind of a geeky kind of a thing, and you have not seen it.
Yeah, but then sometimes I go the other way, and it's like, the reason he may not have seen it is he might be a tad bit younger.
Well, maybe.
I'll put this
cut him a little slack.
Yeah, I never even heard of it until John had made that suggestion a couple of streams ago.
Oh, well, then I assume you haven't seen Baron Munchausen then.
What? Is
Okay.
that what? Was that English?
Yeah, that's another Terry Gilliam. I'm like, oh man. For Zoom, you need to go to Kevin's house.
All right. I think, it's not perfect by any means, but that's as good as I could get it. There's Matt's Flying Dutchman. Very nice. I like the eerie kind of yellowish. And then here's mine. There it is.
All right.
Cool.
Oh no, we only have an hour left. Oh, do we? Oh, we do.
You're killing us, Kevin. Cat Papa Bear says.
Oops, that was the. I want to do a step request.
If you were to do a hands one, I mean, it's already set up for like your co-host. Hands with stands.
You know what? That rolls off the tongue quite well. Okay, did you pick the? Did I pick? Who picked this?
Raptus picked it. We all hate it.
Oh, there goes another dislike.
Was this?
Raptus won't dislike. I can't remember which one of you guys picked that.
I picked that one, Kevin. It's yours.
Okay. Wait, is that Doc? It is Doc.
Uh-oh. Cafe Con Lego was throwing some in there.
Let's see. Stargate Warrior, Time Bandits. Let's see. Let me look through the private chat since Doc's got these suggestions thrown in there. Rambo Gizmo. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Rambo Gizmo? Yeah.
Yeah, with his little paperclip bow and arrow, right? It was paperclip, I think.
I got you, Bama. Got you.
The first design of Sonic from the movie.
The one everyone hated.
Yeah.
But it was a good thing that was a CGI character and not a person in a suit. Imagine them having to try to reshoot the entire movie.
Oh man, it can't. The update though was so good, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I liked the movie a lot.
Yeah, it was your standard buddy film, and I thought Robotnik in the previews seemed like such a ridiculous cartoon character, but it worked in the movie because there was more to it. You were like, oh, okay, he's not just a complete goofball.
Yeah.
He is a menace.
Very slotting into another Jim Carrey performance. Don't get me wrong, Jim Carrey.
He's a menace. He's a menace.
What is that from a movie, Mrs. Nesbit?
Ooh, I know that name. Where do I know that name from?
It sounds familiar too, but I don't know. Ninja with the Bricks threw that out.
Should I do a Gizmo and a Gremlin sticker? Would that sell to? I know CC would buy them. Would anybody else buy them? Is the question.
The thing is, you get halfway through the design, like you do the rough, and then one design goes to Gizmo, and then the other design goes to Baby Yoda.
Well, and I've already done Baby Yoda, so half the battle's done.
Yeah.
I need to get my. I just have to take my listing photos. That's what because Baby Yoda's done in hand. Bama Bricks already ordered some. He was the first person. Like I don't even have them listed anywhere. So they're finished, but I need to get them listed up, especially because some of those really high selling Lego ones are now off the site. So
yeah. And Mrs. Nesbit is from Toy Story.
Oh, when Buzz Lightyear is dressed up in the dress and he's missing his arm, right? It's like, oh, hello, I'll have some tea.
Oh, and he was pretending to be Mrs. Nesbit.
He's like delirious.
Yeah.
Let's see. It was a butterfly paperclip that Gizmo used. Oh yeah, it was kind of that like the triangular one.
Adora Bills is here.
Hello.
Or
From a land down under. She says she's living her best adult life by staying up past midnight.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm sorry. It's me, Mrs. Nebspit.
Ninja was quite happy that you knew who that was. Once we said
I
recognized
the name. I was just like, well, I don't remember where that's from, but
yeah, I was thinking a totally different character. I was just like, who? What? Woody did what?
Woody did.
And I had to think about it. I'm like, yeah, he did, didn't he?
You are just a toy.
Yeah, that's flying with style. I'm having a break from Minecraft, 80s says, so she's here back for a moment.
Oh, break from Minecraft. I was thinking of doing a Minecraft print. Would you purchase that? That's going to be my question. Would you? Can I make money from this?
So how much on-demand printing does this service have? Because you just put designs up without actually making any stickers until they were actually purchased?
I could. So, I mean, that's obviously a thing that a lot of people do is on demand. I really wanted to and was fully planning to dive into the convention scene this year. Like I was already looking to have tables at Rhode Island Comic-Con, Connecticut, Hartford Comic-Con. I was looking at Boston. So I wanted to have stock on hand too, so that I could have it at a table. But who knows if I guess any of those will ever happen again. So maybe I could look a little closer onto printing on demand. I mean, I think it makes business sense to have that. I was just planning to be at shows.
Yeah. A bunch of them this year. I mean, it's just kind of like, nope, the entire year's canceled. It's like, come on, nope.
Pretty much. That's what Brian says. That's Brian's prediction is that 2020 is donezo.
Yeah, any kind of like gather thing like that or whatever. Just like I keep wondering about like, people are like, oh, the blockbusters keep getting held back and whatever. And it's just kind of like, yeah, but the theaters, because they're all being held back, the theaters have been closed for how many months now? Are any of the theaters going to be able to open their doors when time comes because they have been making $0 and they're still spending rent money at the mall or wherever they're located because none of these, places, theaters own the property. They're probably leasing from somebody. So it's like,
Oh, well,
Will
you know what's...
there be a
see-
location to see movies?
Did you see all that stuff this was actually maybe last month or the month before, but there was a lot of stuff in the news because apparently a lot of businesses like Starbucks and movie theaters have been getting waivers on their rent. That the businesses haven't had to pay rent because they're not making any money, which of course caused a lot of controversy because people are like, but I'm not working and I'm living in a house and I have to pay rent.
Yeah,
but it was a big thing. It was a big thing, made some rounds.
It was like, then what about the business owner? I was like, I own the mall and I need the lease money in order to pay my bills, which are larger because,
CC said, I'll buy a new laptop to put the sticker on it.
That's dedication.
I love it. That's the best.
There's no room on your bumper on your car.
I'll buy a new car to put the stickers on it.
You got to cover the entire back end. Like I'm putting them on the hood now.
Like maybe I should play into that 80s, 90s pop culture right now too, because that's like definitely a thing that all the brands are doing. So maybe I should play into that.
Lean into it.
Yeah, I need some really, I've said this for a couple weeks now. I need some really strong selling non-Lego stuff, especially because I'm apparently on the Lego radar right now.
Oh, yeah.
So like I need some strong selling non-Lego things so that I could make up for the lack of being able to sell some of those Lego ones. Because they took down some of my really, really good strong sellers. So I'm like, all right, back to square one again.
Most popular characters. And Nick says his work told him he'd be working from home for the end of 2020.
Dunzo.
Dunzo, yep. And then Bricks O'Brien said something about it being Dunzo 2. Yeah, starting to look like the first half of 2021 is Dunzo 2.
Oh, don't say that.
Cafe Con Lego said 2020 is the height of cancel culture. God said, all right, let's just cancel the whole year. Bam! How you like me now, he said.
Oh, so, okay. Don't ask me why. Speaking of that, reminded me of something else. But did you guys see Joey's stream the other night? When he was streaming like at 1 a.m. or something. It was late.
Luigi?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was one of the best streams I've seen in my life. I was laughing so hard. So hard. And it's like, I feel like, I talked to Joey about it after the next day. I was like, Joey, that was the best stream you've ever done. Because he's accidentally funny and he doesn't quite understand it. But yeah, I mean, if anybody missed it, like go back and watch it because it was so good. Because he's like, all right, everybody, I'm gonna build Luigi, and then he knocks over his cup of punch on the floor.
It's like you're too tired. You're too tired. You shouldn't be streaming. But
And
more.
He doesn't clean it up. He ignores it. So everyone in the chat is like, Joey, you have punch seeping into your carpet. Please go pick it up. And he's like, why are you guys still talking about the punch? And then he goes and like grabs some towels to clean it. And then he came back and he was like, okay, finally, let's build this. And he opens the box and he forgot that there's no instructions and he's using his phone to stream.
Oh, and he needs the phone to get the digital instructions.
I had a hard time breathing that night. I was like, Joey, that was seriously, buddy. Highlight reel the heck out of that one, man. Highlight reel it. I want you to throw some Curb Your Enthusiasm music on it. Like, this is one of the best streams I've ever seen in my life. It was so good. I recommend everybody. I recommend.
And yes, Hoosier, that is Gizmo, but he's going to be Rambo-ized. Whoa. He's got the bow.
He's got the bow.
But you notice it's a Nerf bow.
God himself is the fourth person watching. My child, what are you speaking about? It was such a good stream. It's like one of my favorite Joey streams of all time. I'm not even joking. It was so funny.
Joey Lug forever, says Gator.
100%. Oh man. Oh my goodness. And then he got in trouble for being too loud, so he had to be quieter. I was like, oh, it never ends. It never ends. It was so good. That's some wholesome Joey content for you.
Uh-huh. And Kathy Cotton Lego is loving the drawings.
Nice.
Excellent.
As always, we appreciate all you guys being here and watching this stuff come together.
Oh, it's a flaming arrow. Check it out.
Okay, I think that's where I'm going to keep that. And now I'm going to go into color. Hello, Sarah Starbricks.
Hey, Sarah.
Except us in Twitch. Papa B, you are awful. We're on the brink of abuse.
It was a butterfly paper clip that Gizmo used. Okay. Yeah, Nick was struggling with that app trying to build those Mario sets. It was like a good thing Nessa came over with her modern phone.
Well, and I kept laughing because I'm like, modern equals current. But yeah, Joey, the same thing. What is that from? That's so weird. Apparently I've got some white that I colored on the Doodle layer that I didn't realize I did. And that's messing up my colors. Let me just switch this to multiply. There we go. That's weird. I don't remember when I did that.
Okay, none of that means any sense to us in the audience, Kevin.
Pay no attention. Pay no attention. Did Papa Bear throw bits? Did he throw bits at me, or am I imagining that? I think he threw bits at me. 500
bits.
Papa B
worst, says the worst.
You can stay. You can stick around. I'm gonna like get off. I'm gonna pull my headphones off and be like, "Kids, we're eating tonight." Yeah.
I just love that he added the Canadian on the end.
Were you gonna say something, Matt? Did I cut you off?
I can't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing. Nothing important. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Canadian Papa Bear said top ramen for everybody.
Top ramen for everybody. We're gonna add. We might even go buy some green onions to throw in there. One sprue. One sprue. Don't get crazy now.
When we were kids, we were so poor, we'd go looking for asparagus on the side of the road next to farmers that were growing asparagus, but it was on the other side of the fence in Idaho, so you could just cut it. And they didn't say nothing.
Ken got it. He understood what I was talking about when I was talking about the layers. He understood.
Oh, that was yeah.
Yeah, that was all some technical speak. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know what that means or how that works, but all right.
Yeah, the same thing was I noticed when I was coloring the Dutchman. At some point when I was on the other layer, I instead of erasing, I drew the color white. And so now when I'm coloring it, there's these odd like little patches of white that I'm like, why is that white? I just colored it. And it won't color because the white is on top of it in a different layer. Joseph Zawada says, some people put a slice of American cheese on their ramen.
Yeah.
Do they really? That sounds kind of odd.
And well, it would add a savory flavor.
I would. This is true.
But, the only thing I saw, like, most American cheese is processed cheese food. It's not really cheese. It's 70% cheese and 30% oil.
What do they call it? They call it, like, cheese product?
Yeah, they have to call it processed cheese food because the cheese industry is like, oh, no. Oh, no.
You know what's funny is you said that on a stream a while ago, Doc, specifically. And I'm like, oh, wait, does it really? And the next time I was at the grocery store, I looked, and every single sliced cheese thing, it said cheese product on it, like all of them. And I'm like, oh, no. And then, of course, I went to the deli, and I'm like, let me see if I can get real cheese. And I'm like, why is this 4 times more expensive than the cheese product? Kids,
it's real.
Gather around. We're eating cheese product tonight.
I'm just kind of like, no, that is not. No. That's the same stuff they put in the cheese whiz in the can. It's like, that's not real cheese.
Oh man, when I was a kid, I used to love cheese whiz. Thinking about it now makes me feel sick. But like when I was a kid, I loved it. I was like,
yeah, I could understand why they made it to, make little hors d'oeuvres look all fancy schmancy, but I was but who would want to eat it?
I was thinking the other day about like Ritz crackers. How on the side of the box they've got like the little cracker with the dollop of sour cream and like a little quail egg, and and I'm like, who does this? Does somebody out there actually do this? Somebody has to, right? Someone.
Oh yeah, I'm sure somebody does.
A little slice of ham, a little garnish.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to parties where the crackers will be there and all the stuff is on the side, and you got to put them just together yourself. But I've never seen somebody pull out a tray of hors d'oeuvres already made like that and been like, "Yo, would you like one?"
American cheese is basically slightly edible plastic, says Papa B.
Yep, it is.
Apparently it is.
Gator Bricks roadside asparagus. I've heard it all now. Yep.
Roadside asparagus.
They would grow on the other side of the fence, you know, because I guess they spray seed or whatever at the big farms, and so yeah.
When we went to Disneyland in Florida or Disney World, whichever one it is, a few years ago, you go in for the breakfasts that they have in the parks and things like that, and some of the stuff I just can't believe that you guys eat. Like I think they have.
Go on.
It was like a chicken in sugar or something. I'm like, what is this?
It's a chicken and sugar. You know, so what's funny is when Kim, who used to be my colleague at Lego, he was a native Dane, and he had never been to the United States his entire life. And so he came over to the US for the first time. And he had a very interesting perspective because he's never been to the United States. So we were at a restaurant and he was like, "Can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "Okay." Like, why is it that every single food has cheese on it or with it or on the side of it? And I'm like, no, it isn't. And then after that comment, I started realizing that every dish had cheese on it or next to it or beside it. I'm like, oh my God, you're right. It does.
Yeah, I drive people crazy for asking for no cheese all the time. I'm like, no cheese.
All the
cheese. The other thing we found was you try to, like in the parks and that, just get something light. And there was generally, maybe it's a rest of the world thing, I don't know, but it's like everything that you're eating was just so fat and greasy and heavy.
Yeah.
And I said to them at some stage, "Oh, is there somewhere where you can get something like a salad or something like that?" And I'll never forget the response was, "Oh yeah, the place over there does pasta." It's like, okay. So,
welcome. Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah, pasta salad. But I'm like, you want something light at an amusement park in America? It's called a soda. Anything else is going to be deep fried and full of fat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, after that, it's sort of like, you know, I need to go and find a supermarket and get some fresh vegetables and fruit. Like
that's exactly what Kim said. He was like, I feel awful. I need to go get something nice to eat. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Fruit, something which is natural, not processed. Yeah.
Fazum is heading to the Waffle House. He's gonna eat some cheese for us.
You're gonna put cheese on the waffles with syrup?
Love it.
That's just wow.
Go back.
Although we did get a chicken and Waffle House just got built recently. I don't know how it's going to last though, with the old Corona.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah, and they just banned the whole. Here it's like you can't sit at the table with somebody unless you're from the same household.
Yeah, something similar.
So friends cannot even meet up for lunch anymore. It's like nope. And then they're like 25% seating capacity too. It was 50. They're like, no, 25% now.
Man, all we needed was just a national lockdown for a couple months.
Right, and people not to break the lockdown. But
that would also help.
Everybody just got too stupid stir crazy, and it's just kind of like, yeah, I get why you're getting all stir crazy people, but stop. You know, especially people that, living in apartments, it's got to be tough. I mean, I've got at least got a backyard, so for me, it's just like I want to get outside. I can step out into the backyard. Fresh air. I can walk around the trees and whatnot, and I have that. But you live in an apartment, and you're just on top of one another, and it's just got to be hard to keep the place clean. You know, the mailbox area, the communal door that opens into the hallway, you know, because we got to keep it closed because it's too hot, or we got, you know, it's just.
Joseph asked you what. Wait, where did it go?
We used to live in Boise.
Oh, there it is.
Mountain Home, Idaho. We would drive up there, and my mom would be on the lookout for anything edible growing on the side of the road. We would have to stop and get it.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
Yeah, but you got to realize that my mom she can take anything, any plant. You could cut something off of a plant and give it to her, and she'll make it grow.
That's a skill. That's a superpower.
It's just like, yeah. So you could cut off a stick off of a tree. So that's why anytime we would see something, you know, and she'd want it from the side of the road, we'd pick it because we'd come home and she'd plant it in the garden and ta-da, look, you have it now. And now that I've got it grown in the garden, I got seeds for it. We can have it every year. We don't have to go looking for it anymore. So we're just kind of like, get the heck out of town.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Doc Kint says, just go to lunch with your buddy and say you're married. Suddenly gay marriage won't be so bad.
But you got to say you're from the same household.
Oh, we're from the same household. All right.
I guess if you're married, you would be.
Are you insulting my husband? Are you insinuating that we live separately?
It'd be like, no, sir, but I just don't believe he would marry you.
Oh, yeah. It comes down to who's out of whose league.
Exactly. It's not believable, sir.
Your cover's blown. It's like, oh, there's no way.
Like, nice try. He married you? Yeah, right.
Yeah. Tell me about your wedding.
It's like, hey, you know what? I just came here to eat, okay? I'm not here for an interrogation.
Exactly. Because how are they really going to know? You can just say, yeah, hello.
We're related.
Exactly.
We're from the same house. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, my mom worked it forever. It's just kind of, especially because, you know, she's like trying to feed the 4 hungry boys on, you know, because the house we have, you know, you see now, and sometimes you see the backyard. Half of that backyard used to be a garden with rows. We have a rototiller. Yeah, it would be, you know, we'd have to go out there every day after school and pick rocks and pick weeds and blah, blah, blah. And we hated it until the fall when we just could walk right out there and pick corn directly off a stalk and eat it, or, you know, dig up potatoes at any moment and have, you know, so it was just like, yeah, we hated it. But at the same time, it was just kind of like we had, you know, strawberries all the time, or any kind of, you know, we had stuff all the time. That's why we have so many fruit trees. We could just walk out and just pick an apple. Go get an apple. That
would be awesome to have a fruit tree. That would be pretty sweet.
We got plums, apples, figs, and persimmons.
What was I gonna say? Oh, we did like a really small garden here, like really, really tiny. Like in February, March, when everything was shutting down, because I thought maybe I planted it thinking that maybe it would get my son out of my hair for a little bit.
Yeah. And
of course it didn't work because then he didn't end up taking care of it. So I had to end up taking care. I just gave myself another chore. I'm like, what am I doing? But we finally were picking stuff from it. So we had some like carrots, and of course it's not a big enough or deep enough garden to actually have like full size carrots, but we got some little baby carrots out of it, which was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, the cherry tomatoes are easy to grow, and they're, you know, kids just love standing there and picking them off and eating them directly.
Yeah. We also did tomatoes, and what was kind of disappointing is we picked a bunch of them, and like every single one of them had like some kind of mold inside of it. Oh. And I'm like, what? And I mean, we had it all tied up, and it was, you know, it wasn't laying on the ground or anything. It was up on, you know, that they sell that stuff at the gardening supply store. You can tie it up to a thing. It was all up in the air. And we pulled them off, and I cut every single one of them in half, and all of them had like black mold on the inside of them. They looked perfectly fine on the outside. I was like, what is going on here? This is interesting.
And it's because sometimes if like when you water you can't get water on the plant. You can only water down below.
Unfortunately, I'm not a gardener. How's yours going, Matt? I just need to finish the fire.
Yeah. No.
Yours is the deluxe version. He got a gun.
Oh, he's got a gun. He's not playing around. Kevin's has got a little bow and arrow. It's like, yeah, whatever. This guy's got semi-automatic. He's like, you're going down.
I think you went more for like an actual Rambo gizmo, and I was like, oh, him wearing the bandana in the film.
Yeah, but you got the
I
bow.
mean, when you started talking about the paperclip sort of thing, it's like, oh, I need to go in a different direction with this one. So
Oh yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good.
But you got the bow from First Blood, Kevin. So
Yes, indeed.
and then Sidious doesn't like apparently plums are his bane. Polish people love the prunes. Well, in Japan we love to pickle plums. So I got two kinds of pickled plums in the refrigerator right now. One is sweet and one is salty and sour.
Oh, hey, thanks. We got 40 people watching. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
That's awesome.
oh, wow.
Don't forget to hit the old like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed.
Appreciate everybody stopping by. That's a record, I think. I mean, we had a really high count during the 72-hour stream, but that's a special occasion. But that's pretty good. Good stuff. Welcome by, everybody.
Oh yeah, and I'm still impressed by Odin's logo.
That was like so lame because whatever.
Blank white circle, and I'm like, what's that supposed to be? And he kept saying that he could see it, but nobody else could.
Well, and we could see it in the stream, like in the StreamYard. We could all see everything. It was so weird.
Oh wow.
It's the same thing. Like for example, if I like this, sharing CC's comment, Matt's Gizmo is from the Snyder Cut, which is a good joke. But like for some reason, sometimes on the actual stream, like in YouTube, it'll have like her icon missing, and it'll just have like a blank square with like the broken JPEG image. And I don't understand it because I'm looking at it right here. I can see it in StreamYard and it's showing, but on the stream it's gone. And that happens periodically to CC. It happens to I think it's happened to Stud Cities a couple times. Like there's a couple people where their icons on the actual stream always show as missing for some weird reason.
And it's because you're using OBS through Streamlabs or Streamlabs through or StreamYard through OBS or whatever?
I'm just using StreamYard. I'm not using anything else through it. So I don't know.
Okay.
It's weird. So I finished up mine. So feel free to.
I just want to do a quick little
Yeah, go ahead.
graphic and then be done with
It's
it.
all good. It's all good. Galagate, what's up, Galagate?
Let's do for Zoom. Let's do for Zoom's Weird Al. He wants the Weird Al. Let's do some Weird Al from the UHF. And Kevin, this is your chance to get ahead of Matt.
This is very true. What? So there was a movie apparently, huh? I mean, I know who Weird Al is. Okay.
Something like that.
What does it stand for? What does UHF stand for?
And I guess we just have to put
Ultra
Weird Al.
high frequency.
Oh.
Gotcha. Thank
Don't you remember on the TV, it used to have all those extra numbers that never made any sense on that second dial? That's what they're from. And wherever we live, we only ever got one UHF channel that ever came in. Otherwise, it was just the three, CBS, ABC, and NBC.
Doc, it's a gardening stream. Okay.
Now when you type in UHF TV, it just comes up with literally a TV. It's like, I need a movie or something on the end of it.
Did you mean this? No, I didn't.
People also search for this.
I'm sorry, there are no restaurants open in your area.
I'm for Joseph Zawada. I'm Okinawan, so
ye be disabling ye yonder shield.
Which technically, I guess, is different than Japan. I never really realized that Okinawa wasn't conquered by Japan until the early 1900s. So that's why the Okinawans have such an attitude toward the mainland, and the mainland has such an attitude toward Okinawa. Say, my maybe Vader someday later. What?
Oh, that's the Weird Al song.
Yoda. No, it's not Yoda. That's the Phantom Menace one.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Zoom, he might have been 3 when UHF came out. That's probably why he doesn't know what it is.
What year did it come out?
90s, I would think. 89?
89. The same summer as Batman.
was 4.
Yeah, see, that's why he doesn't know it. That's why, Fazoom, we got to give him a pass on that movie.
Yeah.
Only that movie.
Only that, yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
The fact that he hasn't seen Brazil, I'm just still over here shaking my head. I'm just like, how could you have not seen that? It's both comedic and not comedic at the same time, yet dystopian, and it's just, yeah. It's kind of like, I almost feel like they show it in film class because it's part of like that Terry Gilliam or whatever's, he was trying to like do artsy kind of things. That's what that Baron Munchausen movie came in and all that other. It's part of like a trilogy of satire in a certain way.
Oh, so speaking of old things, I watched. I kept my watching going from Twilight Zone. I've been talking about that a couple times. I kind of took a break from it for a little while, but I watched one of them, and it was kind of crazy. It was like a old episode. I mean, they're all old episodes, but where aliens like visited this lady who's like out in the country, and it turns out that they're humans. And I was like, she kills them all. And I'm like, no, they're us. We're the aliens. It's like, it was actually really good. But it's like the whole, you don't know. I mean, that's the twist of that episode, is that like there's these tiny little people, and she's like a giant, and the aliens turn out to be actually from the US NASA. Like they're humans. So they land on a race of giants on a different planet. It's actually really good.
Well, that used to be a TV show.
The Twilight Zone?
No, where there were humans that landed on a planet. They landed on Saturn, or oh god, I can't. It was like Land of the Giants or whatever. But they landed on either the moon of Titan, or Titan, the moon, of Jupiter, or Jupiter itself. But there were giant people, and their whole idea was their ship crash landed, and they were trying to get stuff to get back. And so every week they'd be like, oh look, they would have oversized common items like a giant match or a button or that kind of a thing. And
I'm kind of a sucker for those plots where it's like you realize it's just Earth. It's like, oh, it's just us. Like, I'm kind of a sucker for those.
Well, my favorite one like that, kind of like from the Twilight Zone, is where the lady is going to have had plastic surgery done, and she thinks she's all ugly looking, and they show her in the mirror and she's all fine until they show you at the doctor and all the nurses that all look all hideous. and she is the hideous one.
And she has to go live with a colony of ugly people.
Yes.
And they're all normal. And it's like, oh my, that was a great one. That's Eye of the Beholder.
Yep, and they're all hating on themselves.
Do you think she'll be okay? People have learned to live like this. We have a great colony. It's like,
I know.
And like I was saying, like watching some of this stuff's kind of great because then you get the references to things. And so I watched that episode that you're talking about, and I totally got all of the references in the Batman, the animated series episode where Two-Face becomes Two-Face, because it's almost like shot for shot, like a recreation of that scene where like they take the bandages off and he freaks out in the mirror. Like it's almost exactly the same.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of pop cultural references to a lot of the original black and white, especially Twilight Zones. I don't think it was as good when it went to color, even when it had, the Rod Serling on it still.
And like you said before, when I first mentioned I was watching this, so much smoking. Much smoke.
Yeah.
But that was back when, cigarette companies were the major sponsors of everything. And you would just be like, people would, even when they had like, you'd be like on a variety show or whatever, and somebody'd come walking up to like, hey, we got so-and-so is the guest this week. And he'd come walking up, and the host would offer them a cigarette and light it up right there while they were like chit-chatting and be like, hi, how are you? And just start, puffing it up.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I remember my sister-in-law, the first thing she wanted after her baby was born, was a cigarette and a sandwich. And she smoked the cigarette right there in her bed in the hospital.
It's great.
Puff. Just kind of like, damn. Okay, now bring me the baby. The smoke hadn't even cleared. here's your newborn.
I'm ready now. You may present child.
Such a different.
It was a long labor. She was like, I'm starving. Give me a sandwich and a cigarette, and then you could bring me my first baby.
That's great.
But yeah, that was the crazy thing back in the day. It's just like it was all about, it's like in America now, and I can understand. It's kind of like the people that with the masks and whatnot. It's the same mentality of the smoker back in the day. It's like, you can't tell me where I can't smoke because you're infringing on my right to smoke.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
See, so my right to smoke is more important than your right to good health. And at the same time, just like now, my right to not be infected is not greater than your right to not wear the mask.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's the same argument we're having again. Just like, I used to remember you go into the non-smoking section in a restaurant and there's no actual wall. There was just a slight partition. So you could blow your smoke directly into the faces of the people in the non-smoking section.
Yeah, I'm sure they did it.
It was like, what no thing.
I can already see them being like, hey, check this out.
How you liking the non-smoking section? It was nice when they finally decided that, hey, non-smoking means non-smoking, especially in airplanes when the air was recycled. That was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The very first time I went to Denmark in 2011, I was kind of surprised to see in the Frankfurt airport, like smokers booths in the airport. I thought that was really, really interesting. I don't know if they're still there, but it was just so bizarre to me to see these little rooms with like 20 people packed in it, and the air was cloudy inside the booth. And I was like, man, what is that?
Yeah,
that's probably one of the funniest things that I've seen. Is I was in Spain going into like one of the undergrounds sort of there, and they had the booth where you had like the people that give you the tickets offices and things like that. And it was all clear glass, and you had 3 people in there, and 2 of them were smoking so badly, and it was such a small room you could barely see the person who was serving. It was just like,
yeah, craziness.
Are you guys actually in there smoking that, or are you on fire, or like?
Are you on fire? Do you need help?
Is there any oxygen even in there?
No. But yeah, certainly in some places in continental Europe, like smoking is just the same thing. I remember one time just being outside of school in France, and you basically it was like a high school, or probably more like a junior high sort of thing. And the teachers were out there smoking with the students. And I'm just like, there's got to be something wrong with this. Like,
there was, when I was growing up, both of my parents smoked and still smoke. So my dad smoked cigars and my mother smoked cigarettes. And both of them were heavy smokers, and so both of them didn't necessarily care that us children were not. So it was like the worst was car rides was the worst, because they would just they would crack the window, but like they would crack the window. And so you've got like one of you is smoking a cigar, one of you smoking a cigarette, like we're in a cloud. And I would get like car sick all the time from that. And it was just like, I would get headaches all the time. The worst part, though, anybody who's had smoking parents, the worst part is all the kids that relentlessly bully you saying, why do you smell like smoke all the time? And they'd be like, are you smoking? Are you smoking at home? It's like, no, I'm not.
No, they gave me a ride. You saw the cloud when I came out of the car this morning. Okay,
I live with them.
This is quality, passive smoking. Come on.
But I remember like trying to get my mother to quit. Like I remember when they did the whole like whatever the lesson was for like don't smoke at school, and I like took her the pamphlet, and I was like, here you go, Mom. And she was so mad at me. She was so mad at me. And and then of course now in my adult life I make passive aggressive comments about her smoking all the time. And of course she still does it. And I was like, okay, and she was like, remember when you tried to get me to stop smoking when you were a kid? Yeah, it's not going to happen now either. And I was like, that's fine. I'm going to keep having kids of my own, and they will keep pressuring you to stop.
Exactly.
Because
go tell your grandma. Go tell her again.
Yeah, because both of my kids constantly tell her, and she always gives me a look, and I'm like, I'll just keep having kids. that's fine. I mean, this is the game. I'll just keep having children.
They want their grandmother around, so they're going to keep asking that, Grandma.
Exactly. All right, I'm going to put some color on Weird Al. I just drew this. I think it's off the poster or something.
Yeah, no, you've nailed the likeness and everything on it. Like that looks great.
I know nothing about this at all.
I love the hair.
Yeah.
He's got such a like almost disgusted look on his face, almost slightly. Yeah, secondhand smoke is nothing to mess with, says Brian. Yep, you're right. Messed me up a lot.
My dad smoked, but my mom required the windows to be rolled down if he was going to smoke in the car. She was like, roll them down.
Let's take a look at what you've got. Let me switch over. Is that Weird Al?
No, that's
I was like, what? Did I totally get the wrong? I'm like totally off the beaten track.
Yeah, of course. No. This is the Michael Richards character.
Is that the bad guy? Is there a bad guy? I don't even know. I know nothing.
He's from the movie.
Okay, that's it. Done.
Put that there.
Oh, that was weird. I thought maybe I passed out. I was like, what just happened? Why did the screen go yellow?
No, it's starting to get dark. It's like, I might need a bit of light now.
I was like, it's finally here, Kevin. You finally did it. You streamed so much that you're going to pass out. Is the room yellow?
Come into the light, into the light.
I'm feeling good now. Like it was a little rough earlier. It took me a little longer to get warmed up today than it normally does. It didn't hit until Ernest. Ernest is when it hit, I think. When I was like, all right, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready to draw now.
See, Ken says, my dad smoked. I was lucky, though. He moved his smoking outside when I was young. Nothing to do with our health. He had the popcorn ceiling resprayed and realized how dark the ceiling was in one corner they missed. He didn't want to spend the money to have it done again in the future.
Yep, that sounds, yep, there we go.
Oh, Lord. I just love watching you guys draw, how you guys can just
do the thing.
Yeah, the lines without having to draw a bazillion lines to get the lines. So do you actually see in your mind's eye on the canvas what you're gonna draw?
Yeah.
Or does it form slowly as you're working along?
I mean, for me, I do. I can see what I want to make happen.
So then that's how you're easily able to put the line down, because you're like, oh, I'm basically tracing what I see in my mind.
Yeah. Sometimes I get angry because I can't quite, like, I can see it in my mind very clearly and I can't quite translate it right enough. I'm like, that's not the way I had it in my mind.
Yeah, it just doesn't quite hit there enough. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a lot of the times I'll look for the dominant or the key feature of what makes something what. And if you can get that, then a lot of the times the rest is kind of just like gravy. In terms of, it's just a bonus. Particularly if you're doing faces and things.
I do find it really fascinating that some of the artists that are out there that are really great, talented artists that struggle with like what you're talking about, like seeing things in your mind. Because there's a few that I follow that are really, really great artists and talented stuff, but like they literally cannot draw anything without reference because they don't have the ability in their mind to vision what they want. So like they'll have like a huge like canvas full of like reference images, like everything in a room, like every piece of like furniture or whatever in a room, there'll be a Google reference image in the right angle so that they can piece it all together, but they can't visualize it without that.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
I think potentially that's just a fundamental skills issue. Like, just haven't done enough mileage in terms of, learning perspective and learning all the bits and pieces to be able to do that.
That's a fair point, because I think now that you say that, I think a couple of those people that I do follow that have been open about that have also been open that they have not been like classically trained in art at all and not gone to school or anything like that. Is that it? Is that the key? Is that why we pay money for that art degree? Is to not have to reference everything?
Everything.
Well, I'm sure there are tricks that they can show you that instead of taking years to learn, you can learn quicker, I would think, is what you could get from art school.
Yeah.
Not really tricks, but techniques that you may not realize until you've done worked in a certain medium for a certain while, and then they're like, oh, hey, if I did this, it'll do that, or somebody could tell you that from the get-go.
Yeah, I think there's a huge part of that within art school. It's sort of like if you're comparing it to playing the piano or something like that, and you're sitting down, you're just playing it, and you don't know that something sounds out of key, or you might know, or you don't know how to fix it. Whereas, if you have a decent art teacher or whatever, they can identify, oh, you've got that key wrong, you need to put it over here, or whatever it is. And it just, it shortcuts your learning to get to the right point faster. And then everybody just learns in different ways. So some people that's good, and then other people it's like, no, I need to go and figure it out myself. And then other people just sit there, I guess, because a lot of the time style is just your visual solution to a problem. So people can learn, a style or copy somebody else's solution, but they don't have the depth of understanding. So as soon as you need to do something slightly different, it kind of falls apart, or it just looks wonky. If any of that makes any sense.
Yeah. Who's Little Dicky?
I don't know who that is
either.
But that ninja's much more hip than we are, so
I don't know who the character of Little Dicky is.
I just love watching you put these layers on on stuff.
All about them layers. Hopefully you put it on the right layer. That's a little digital art joke for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Ken's laughing.
That's all that matters. Someone gets it. Somebody understands. Someone understands. And looking at the time, this will probably be the last one for today. Because I still got to finish the shirt up. There's some details in the shirt that I want to put in there.
Last one.
I guess. There's only 8 minutes left. And
you throw one at me.
Oh yeah, if you want to draw another one, you can. That's fine.
I don't want to finish on that one. That one.
I refuse.
Well, 8 minutes is plenty of time for Matt the Elder.
It is indeed. He'll actually, in that 8 minutes, start his own stream and do another 6 drawings.
He's a rapper.
I'm going to go back to the one which I really wanted to do from the outset.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I'm just going to find it again in 8 minutes.
You have got, for sure, as someone who's been doing drawing streams for a year and a half, you got the speed to do this on the regular if you really want to. I think that's really the main thing, is to keep it entertaining enough in a live stream, you need to be able to draw a decent amount of things.
Yeah. No, I certainly enjoyed it, and I think as what, not this Saturday, but I think from Saturday onwards after that, I'll be at least my night time, which is about 3 o'clock American time.
Yeah.
Be doing my version of a Doodle stream. So
it's awesome. Yeah, check out if you guys are not familiar, if you popped in after we kind of kick-started the stream, Matt does have his own YouTube channel, so you can check out his content. And he has hosted what he call you're gonna keep the name. You say I draw, right? That's the name. You gonna keep that, or you gonna change it up?
Yeah. I think we'll leave it at that for now, because then if you're trying to get people outside of who know you, then it becomes a little bit more obvious as to what it is. But yeah,
cool. So check that out, because he's done one so far on his channel. It's called You See I Draw, which is a similar kind of setup to this. So if you're like interested in participating in a stream where you make suggestions and watch someone draw it, you can check that out. And sounds like we are looking good for him hosting similar things like that in the future. So, and of course he's online. You can follow him on the socials.
Yeah, on all the socials, right?
Yep. And even on Twitch, just starting to get that going.
Even on the Twitch.
I don't think that's how you do that.
Let me. Yeah. So which is the one that you were gonna do to finish on?
Well, maybe I'll.
Is it secret?
Yeah, well, it won't be a secret for too long, because hopefully it should be pretty obvious.
It's an elephant.
Is it Ecto 1?
Yeah.
Is it a butt? No, that's only for my streams. That is, I was so happy when Ninja said that when you did the Pictionary, when he was like, is that a butt? That is an old joke from my streams.
I was amazed that he didn't draw more helicopters, because there are so many sets with helicopters, and start the drawing with helicopters.
Did I say I'm like, you totally need to draw a helicopter and throw everybody off for hours? Like, it can be anything. Absolutely anything.
And then it'd be like, oh, well, actually, this was a creator box.
I did that on one of them. I did like an old Universal Technic set, which took people really had to give clues for that one.
Yeah, because you could build anything. So it's just kind of like, let me just build anything, unless you like built exactly what was on the box art itself.
Yeah, there was like 5 different models for it, and they're all kind of, they're decent. But back in the day when, a Technic set for Universal, which was a big one, would have 230 pieces total, whereas now if you get the average Technic set has 230 pins. Like, it's just such a different.
Is it bread? Says Cater Bricks. All right, actually, I'm going to step away for just a second and use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
No, ready?
You guys got this. I'll leave the screen since you're actually moving. All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, so Ken says, Matt, I was subscribed, but I just hit the bell. Looking forward to your next drawing stream.
Awesome. Thanks very much for that. Saturday week, because tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live interview with the first winner of Lego Masters UK. So that was the one which then kicked it all off. So
the UK version was the first one, and then they went Australia and then America.
Yeah. They did the UK one, and then which was like the first season had 4 episodes. Like, it was done on a real budget, right. And then the second season was big, and then obviously when they did it in Australia, it was quite big. And so anyhow,
is there going to be a 3rd season then in the UK?
Because they did that 2017, I think it was, and then 2018, so there wasn't a 3rd season. But I think now, following on from the success of the Australian and the American ones, they're looking at redoing it again, like starting the seasons back up. But beyond that, I haven't really heard too much on it. So if there's like and people want to know, is it the butt bread or the robot butt bread? And do you know if there's like German version or a Dutch version, or? Not that I'm aware of. I think they've only done the three versions of it. I'm sure the chat will light up and correct me if I'm not.
Yeah, because I'm amazed that there's not like Lego Masters in Denmark. The show, I mean, because that's where the home of the Lego, or is it not as popular in its home country as it is in the rest of the world?
Well, I think too, it's also finding the format. Like, you look at the and we've seen this with other English shows they've imported over to Australia and to America. Like, the English versions are very much about, okay, this is about the Lego building, whereas some of the other versions become more about the drama surrounding it. Like, what's happening with the teams and all that sort of stuff.
I literally put my headphones on, like, drama? We got drama?
Yeah, on the Lego Masters TV shows.
Oh, that drama.
Yeah, like when they did the UK versions, they're very much, as I was sort of saying, about the actual builds. Whereas, when they do the reality shows in Australia and America, it's more about how can we create the drama within the show and make it more character-driven.
That's what people want. I mean, I think that's what the ratings. That's what the ratings say.
Oh yeah, we do to an extent, but on the Lego show, I almost feel like they need to have an after show where it's like, now we're just going to focus on the builds, and you're not really going to see the people, and we're just going to really go in depth and show you what they built this episode.
Unfortunately, the only other Lego Masters shows I've been able to watch was the very first UK season. And that was only because I was employed at Lego at the time, so they did a employee screening of the whole series or the whole season when it was done. And then I, of course, watched the US one. So I haven't watched any of the seasons from Australia or I think they did one in Germany. There's been a couple countries that have done it, but I really liked in the first UK one that there was a little bit of like, let's get to know these people as they progress in the show. And that like almost was non-existent in the US one. Like they and what's interesting is when you listen to like Mel, Iceberg did his like afterthoughts of the show. And he said that he submitted tons of video footage of him on the job. Like, because at the time he was still at the police department. And he was like on the job, and he had to do a lot of release forms, and he sent a lot of photos of him teaching classes with the kids. Like they really wanted to know a lot and have a bunch of information from them, but then they didn't want to put any of it in the show.
Yeah, well, for me, the show just seemed like, especially after you got to the second episode, it was just kind of like, this show is a vehicle for Tyler and Amy. It's not anything other than that. And, when they won at the end, it was just kind of like, oh, big surprise. When it wasn't. It was just kind of like, okay, And it was like these teams were picked to be eliminated, not to challenge Tyler and Amy. So it was just kind of like, okay. And then, in the final or the episode before the final, they were like, oh, we better at least make Tyler and Amy one time not in the top. And it's just kind of like, really? Come on.
See, Kevin, you just need drama to grow the views, says Gator Bricks. I need to have a drama-only stream where everybody has got so much pent-up drama that they're going to unleash in the one stream. It'll be like The Purge. You get one drama stream on my channel per year and save all your drama for that one stream.
It's like stream, you accept that you might be insulted and offended. And
yeah.
Your disclaimer is completely the opposite to what you usually do.
Exactly. It's like, that's interesting. His one drama stream has 45,000 views, and all the other ones have like 100. It's like, yeah, it's interesting.
And here's my drama merch. Oh, I've sold out in 3 minutes.
Ooh, the drama merch. Love it. Love it. So it is the Ecto one.
Yep. That's what I thought as soon as you drew the red line. I'm like, that's got to be. Just because of all the stuff on the top of it.
I love when you go to a show and there's some of the costumed folks that are in like, the real Ghostbuster clubs that are around the world. Yeah. And they'll have the Ecto one. And I love it whenever they play the siren and then they turn it off and it does like that like very distinct dying sound of it turning off. Yeah. Or it's like I love it. So I'm like, yes, please turn off the way it like does when like the car gets hit. Like, please. And it does it every time. It's so great. Bricks O'Brien says, hey, here's my drama for the day. Doc is a better host than me.
That's just a lie. That's a lie, Brian.
All the lies. The annual Kevin Drama Rama stream. Yeah, and drama only stream sounds juicy. Everyone's like already getting ready for this fictional drama only stream.
Exactly. People are like, when is it? Please let us know. I'm hitting that bell notifications now.
And the link to the chat, the link to the streams in the chat. Please come in and air as many grievances as you wish.
It's funny. Your DMs are probably blown up. What is this stream?
Yeah.
People you haven't heard from in years.
Oh, yeah.
When is this?
Oh, yeah.
And I like Gator Bricks' idea. He's like, they need to have an international Lego Masters where the winners from the different countries compete against one another.
So let me, while Matt's finishing his thing, let me bring up some of the things that I have recently finished. I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. I've got some new products, and I haven't listed them for sale up yet just because I haven't gotten the chance to take the photos. But let me show them while we're winding down. Let's see here. All right, so this is one of the new stickers that I have for sale.
Mando.
So it's the Mandalorian. And this was actually a secondary result because I was working on a different one, which was this one.
Baby Yoda.
And so that is a sticker. I've got them in hand. They are available. I guess it's not a arm span. The ear span. The ear span is 5 inches long. So the sticker is 5 by I think 1.5 inches. $3. I know Nick is not a Star Wars fan, That is not my sticker. This was actually the most voted on my Patreon poll for who would you like to see get stickered. Baby Yoda won hands down.
So what was the spooky one that Nick wanted?
Oh, he had a bunch of good. I think I said everyone could suggest 3 things. I think, and he had some spooky things. I would like to do some spookier stickers for Halloween. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off, but I would like to do that. So those are available if you are interested before they go up on Etsy for $3 each. I'm still also offering the 10 stickers for $20, which is a $10 savings. And then I also have a print, a wonderfully legally incompliant print, but I'm really proud of it. So this is an 11 by 17 print for $15. And this has got all the nostalgia points you would ever need. So we've got Kai, Emmett, Johnny Thunder, Benny, an Ice Planet guy, Laval from Chima, Captain Redbeard, Forest Man, the Sheriff, Aquanaut, Old Classic Knight, and Exoforce Hikaru.
Ooh.
And if any of these characters in particular are super, super important to you, like if you're just like hands down, you can't live without Ice Planet, I do have a very small amount. I didn't get as many as I got of the prints. I have 50 of these prints. But if you wanted just your character, I do have another option for you. Like this. So if you're like, I just want the Ice Planet guy, you can get this for $5. And that is a that's fine. That is a what's the size of it? It's like 8.5 by 6 inches. It's like half the size of a normal sheet of paper. They are printed on cardstock, and they are glossy print. They're really, really good quality. It's actually better quality than the last prints I did. But yeah, $5 for any one of those characters. If you had any interest in any of them, you can get it for $5. I do not have a bundle deal on the small prints. So there's no bundle deal on that. But the large print, if you wanted to get 2, it's 2 for $20 for the 11 by 17 print. But yep, that's just some new stuff I've got. So Mando stickers, Baby Yoda stickers, this 11 by 17 print, and any of those characters, if you want, you can get an individual full body print.
Yeah, and then, like Gatorbrick says, get your Mandos and Baby Yoda before the cease and desist order.
Exactly. That's gonna be my marketing. That's gonna be my marketing pitch. It's like, get it before you can't.
This is my version of the Osprey.
Yeah, exactly. And now each sticker costs $1,000.
You can send inquiries to MrHinkle.com there, Raptus.
Oh, what's the question? How much for a person? Yeah, commissions. It depends on what you want. Because you could be like, could you please give me a detailed picture of, the Grand Canyon? It's probably going to cost more than can you draw my Lego sig fig. So it depends on what you want and how much time it's going to be. But yeah, you just email me. It's best to email me, mrkevinhinkle@gmail.com.
And then, Kevin, the drama is beginning because apparently you skipped out on the monster figure. I see hashtag anti-spooky. And then, of course, Ninja's like, yeah, anti-spooky and hashtag anti-racer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So I did actually, in my original brainstorming, if you're a patron, I posted all the behind the scenes stuff on Patreon for that print. I did have a slot that it was going to be like either an old Dracula or a Frankenstein or something. And I opted to, I don't remember what I switched it for. I switched it for another character. I don't remember.
Exoforce. Let's just blame Exoforce. Nobody likes Exoforce.
You're not going to blame Chima? Everyone blames Chima.
No, you can't blame Laval. If it had been Krager, yeah, but not Laval.
Yep. Sapiens on Twitch says, when can we purchase? I'm ready to sell them now. I just haven't listed them on Etsy. So you can either send me a direct message if you want through any of the social media, or you can email me, or hopefully I'll have it up on Etsy like Monday or Tuesday.
And is the queue still 3 months long?
It's still, yeah. Yeah. I usually get like 3 commissions done a week. sometimes 2 if they're intense, and I have 50 people waiting.
Ooh, that's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have. I mean, I feel bad because they get so dejected when they ask me, and I'm like, I can help you, but I can help you in 3 months. So,
well, if anybody needs an urgent one, you can just pop them my way.
You know what's interesting? I guess maybe a sad irony is Greg from London Bridge Bricks. He had hit me up months ago and was like, "Hey, I'd like to get a commission. Put me on the list," and I did. And then he asked me, he was like, "Can I get an update?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there's like 6 people ahead of you." And I think he needed something. It was a little bit more time sensitive, and I was like, "I can't go any faster, and I got to give the other people ahead of you." So he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go with a different artist," and I was like, "It's fine. I'm not offended. It's okay." So I took him off the list, and then his time would have already come up like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I don't think he's gotten his other artists to get him his stuff yet. So it's like if you had stayed on the list, you would have been up now.
Done. That's what I'm saying. Patience, people. The 3 months goes faster than you never knew, so you never know. Could go quicker. People could drop out. You could be moved to the front of the queue.
It's true. 5-0, Brian. At least 5-0. I actually haven't gone through all the most recent website contact forms. Are you done, Matt?
Yep, I'm going to call this one done. So just try to...
Oh, it's on 5.
I was just saying, is it going back in time?
Yes, that's the cornfield.
Oh, the cornfield. Got it. Okay. We just had that moment when the kid's like, "I drew this," and you're like, "That's a great elephant," and you're like, "That's a llama."
That's a llama.
No, I can't end on this one. No, just kidding.
It looks great, Matt.
Oh, thanks.
Now that you said corn, of course, that's what I see. Okay, so we are at the end of the stream, folks. 3 hours has once again flown by, as it always does. We're going to take a quick tour through all of the drawings, just in case you popped in here at the end. So we're going to start. Hey, you know what? Somewhat poetically, we're going to start where we stopped, because our first suggestion was the Ghostbusters rebooted 2016 movie. That was the first suggestion, and so this was mine here on the upper right. There you go. Her hand kind of vanished in that, but it's like leaning over the gun barrel. And then Matt, let's see yours. There we go. Very nice. Very action-y.
Thanks.
Brickfella says, "Oh, how do I keep missing this?" You got to set your alarm. Set your alarm. 10 a.m. Eastern every Friday. But
bad time. Bad channel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you do miss it, though, there are time lapse. But I don't think I'll be able to do one for the multiplayer because it won't work as well with the 2 different screens and switching everything around. All right. The next one was Harry Potter, I think.
Yep, Harry Potter at Quidditch.
So here's Harry riding on the was it Nimbus 3000 or something?
2000.
Nimbus 2000. Pardon me, I added an extra 1,000.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
2001
I was just guessing.
There's Matt's excellent. I'm pretty sure we probably use the same reference.
Yeah.
You can always tell when it's got the same Google reference image. Very nice. And then we have the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yep, Bob Hoskins.
Brickfella, I'm on the West Coast too, and I was here on time. Just saying. Just saying.
You got to get like a teacup out and start drinking. That's none of my business. So yep, there's my Bob Hoskins, and here is Matt's. I already know exactly what scene that is. It's great.
You've seen that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen that one. I saw that in movie theaters when I was a kid.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I demanded my parents take me to see it. Okay. And then we've got Jurassic Park, I think.
Yep.
No, Ernest.
Oh, Ernest.
Ernest.
All right. Ernest. I was wondering which one of those was next. So we got Ernest. It was Ernest Goes to Camp. So I got Ernest holding up the turtle.
The turtle.
And then Matt has definitely got Ernest scared stupid for sure. But that's okay. Ernest looks the same in every movie.
One exception.
I guarantee you he screamed at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Blissbrick Studios says, love the Harry Potter doodle. Sorry, jumping in late. No problem. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. All right. And then after Ernest is the Jurassic Park one. So we got up here. This one I know we also did the same scene because that's a great scene. I think the only scene that's as iconic as this as the T-Rex with the falling banner in the the rotunda or whatever, where it's like that when dinosaurs roam the earth banner falls down while it's screaming into the sky. So there is mine, and here is Matt's. Perfect. Good stuff there.
It's that cool technique that he does.
Oh, yeah. And now we go to colors, which was Scream.
Yeah, Ghostface Killer.
There we go. Here's mine. I just wanted to add some red to the face. That's why I put that on there. And here is Matt. Oh, yeah. And then we've got the Flying Dutchman from Pirates of the Caribbean. After much clarification, this was definitely the hardest, I think. This was the toughest one from today. Here is Matt. Blissbrick Studio says, be sure to support Kevin on Patreon, gang. I got my custom drawing from him, and I love it. So cool to have my relative Zori on display in the studio.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. It makes a difference. Every time those lawyers come knocking, I go back to the Patreon. So it makes a difference. Okay, and then next one is the Gizmo.
Yeah.
Gizmo as Rambo.
There we go. Here's mine, and here is Matt's.
I love that automatic weapon.
Oh, yeah. And then our last one together was the Weird Al UHF. So there's my Weird Al.
You've nailed the likeness in that one. It's great.
It's just like, I don't know. And then here is Matt's. I've not seen the film, but that's a different character from the film.
Yeah, well, I can't even remember his name. Is it Stanley Spadowski? I think it was.
It kind of looks like a. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. It's Matt Richardson, isn't it?
Michael Richards, yeah, is the actor.
I was gonna say it looks like a souped-up Ernest.
Yeah, it looks like kind of looks like John Cena.
And John Cena kind of looks like Ernest. So there's been some really interesting like morph videos of John Cena morphing into Jim Varney on social media that John Cena himself has shared. And so then that was it for me. That was what I finished up, but Matt did one more drawing. So he went back to the Ghostbusters, but that's from the trailer, the upcoming Ghostbusters Afterlife, I believe is the name.
Yeah.
Trailer where the Ecto is sliding in the cornfield, which is a pretty cool scene.
Yeah, and that was from Doc's suggestion at the beginning when he said Ghostbusters, and that's what I saw. And then when he said the 2016 version,
And he was crestfallen. He was like, "Oh, that one."
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And for everyone out there, thanks to Doc because he's done a great job to keep us on track and just keep everything over. So really appreciate you coming and spending your time, Doc. Thanks for that.
Well, thanks for inviting me. I was just glad that I was on Matt's stream and Kevin came by and was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a host."
That was very opportunistic indeed.
Synchronicity at its best, people.
Because I was going to ask, because I remember Matt had mentioned that he had thrown out to some of his folks that attend his streams that people were going to pop over here, and I'm like, oh man, I've had 3 chat people fall through this week. I was like, maybe Matt knows somebody, and then I woke up and you were live, and no better way to ask someone than live in the chat. So,
I'm like, the AFOL network is real, people. It's real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Matt, you want to remind everybody where they can find more of your work if they'd like to see it?
Yeah, if you want to find me, I'm on YouTube as Family Bricks, also on Instagram as Matt Elder _UK, which is down in the tag in the bottom of the corner there. And yeah, I generally stream before this one, so if people are up in the right time, it's usually an East meets West, and then usually Saturday night UK time, it's 8 p.m. UK and 3 p.m. New York time.
And on Twitter, because I noticed, because I tagged you from the thing, you are Matt Matt __ Elder. I was like, wait a minute.
I did once have the single underscore, and then the account got locked up and something, and then I lost it. It's like, you know what it's like. You're trying to think of an account name.
I do.
Just put another one in there.
No, it's all good. It was funny because I was typing it in. And it was like when I had the one, before I got to the underscore, it knew who I wanted, and then I put the underscore, and I was like, we don't know who this is. I was like, what? I was like, what happened? So it was a funny little thing. Guys, check out more of Matt's stuff. Another awesome artist from the community. Always support your favorite artists. It makes a big difference. We appreciate it. Thanks again to Doc for coming in and helping us out with chat. Thanks to all you guys for watching, for chatting, for suggesting. We will be. I almost forgot. I'm not going to do anything next week, everybody. I'm on vacation.
All right.
So I am forcing myself to take a vacation. I have not had a break all year. So I have been working almost 6 days a week all year. Taking a break, taking a vacation. That means no brick building stream on Tuesday, no Doodle stream on Friday. There will be no streams from Kevin next week. So I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys don't get into the withdrawals too quickly. But enjoy your week. And we'll see you guys next time, wherever that may be. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.